left, right, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. time, left, right, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite. Salve, salve, família. Já chegamos na quinta rodada e não tem mais desculpa pra errar. Então se prepara pra mais um fim de semana de muita tensão, um pouco de dor de cabeça e aquela pitada de alegria. Hoje é dia de secar quem tá em cima, ficar ligeiro com os que vem de baixo e nunca esquecer de mirar o topo. É dia de vários buia da hora, dias de fúria, dias de glória.
Hoje é definitivamente um dia de fúria!
Segura esse squad, amigo, tão voando baixo. É bala atrás de capa e capa atrás de bala. É dia de fazer história e quebrar o recorde de abates em uma única rodada da LBFF. Movimentação tá em dia, hein, Juan?
Nossa, Juan!
Chegou o dia de correr atrás do prejuízo. Alô, Red.
Lá vem a Matilha, mais um lancinha, acabou.
Forte pra dar sorte, meus queridos, dá tempo.
Olha o chafão como vem.
Hoje é dia de narrador bugado.
Segue agora com 8 com 11 kills, 13 kills. Desculpa, eu me confundi.
Narrador de história.
Mentiroso. É, Poshinóquio.
E narrador com a voz mais forte do Brasil.
Buia!
Se liga aí, Grupo C, é chegada a hora de fazer valer a pena o fim de semana de 12 quedas e largar dessas 4 últimas posições, hein? Reage, meu povo! Então foco, minha tropa, que acabe a munição no X1, falte gelo no fim de safe, que role aquela pisadinha clássica na própria mina. Te vejo no lobby.
Hello and welcome to our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League, coming to you live and direct from the city of Sao Paulo in Brazil. My name's Johnny Cougar, alongside me is Carol Bombshell, and we're so happy to be your hosts for this Brazilian Free Fire League. We've got teams from Group C and Group A going head to head this afternoon. Vivo Keyd are leaders, God managed 3 booyahs on the same day, Santos had the second highest number of kills in the Brazilian League, and Juan made history with a record 19 kills in one round. Loads of action last weekend. Former professional Free Fire player Carol Bombshell, what's in store for us here this afternoon?
Hello everyone, and welcome to one more weekend of Free Fire Brazilian League. There's lots of things going on here today, most of because from the past matches. So there's so much to do today, John. So the teams are ready, they are prepared, they have done so many things from the last matches. So I would say today it's going to be a battle for Lions. So we can expect anything, especially from teams. They are so close from each other on the top, of the scoreboard. So today here definitely is the day for some action.
Lions, can we do this? The Lions, a bit slow. Lions in action then coming up very shortly, round 5 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. As we said, lots of action, lots of kills, lots of booyahs, of course. Plenty of videos as well here this afternoon, live from the city of Sao Paulo in Brazil. Free Fire action coming up very, very shortly, so stick around with us. Let's look at who is going to be mauling the other sides here.
Okay, so especially this weekend, we got Group C playing today and tomorrow. So we got Group C with Team Liquid, Kalunga, Santos, Pain, God, and Metagaming. But tomorrow, Group C will confront Group B. So this is going to be very interesting. Most because this weekend, we're going to start with Group A, and you all know that Group A, it's very dangerous. They are very aggressive, so this is the kind of game we have signed for.
Group C then, the kind of home group for this weekend, appearing today and tomorrow. Group A, though, the opponents up first. We'll look at the standings in a second. As I said, Vivo Keyd top dogs at the moment, but it's also very, very tight at the top of the table in this Brazilian Free Fire League, and we are with you until early April.
Yeah, so Vivo Keyd only play tomorrow because they belong to the Group B. But today, we got this team called FURIA, and they are furious today because they only have 1 point difference from Vivo Keyd. So we can expect a lot of action from them because they are coming for the top for sure.
Still a lot to play for in this Brazilian Free Fire League. We'll look at the top of the table in just a minute, but it is very close, as we have said. And Carol, any guesses who might be the teams to look out for this afternoon?
Of course, John, of course. So let's talk about God. So all of the people have talking about God and gossip about that this whole week because they managed to be on the top from last weekend. So all the eyes are on God today. They managed to do 3 booyahs for the very first time in Free Fire Brazilian history. So this is due because of their clean and safe strategy. But as we can see here today, we got also SS Sport, and we are going to keep an eye on them, but also Loud and Cruzeiro and Santos, because Santos is doing an amazing game. And Fluxo team as well, they got a double booyah from last weekend. So lots of expectations on these teams today.
Plenty of those sides near the top of the table, in with a chance of perhaps catching up Vivo Keyd. We shall see very, very shortly when we hit our first map.
Yes, John, that's right. So, because I said I talked about God, and because all the eyes are on them today, it's because they have short difference in the points, but also SS, Santos. But God managed to do 3 booyahs for the very first time on the Free Fire Brazilian League history for them, because the past Free Fire Brazilian League for them wasn't that so good. So they changed the teams, and now they managed to do very good.
A video is coming up with us shortly, so stick around.
Salve, rapaziada, aqui quem tá falando é Alemão da Rede Canids. Queria estar falando com vocês aí sobre nossos 2 primeiros dias de jogos na LB. O resultado não foi esperado.
E olha a Red Canids chegando junto.
Lá vem a Matilha, mais um lancinha, acabou.
Que bom.
Não conectando em cima do LoL.
Pra quem não sabe, o metagame do jogo mudou, agora tá mais agressivo. E pra quem assiste, quem conhece a gente, sabe que o nosso estilo de jogo é um pouco diferente. É um jogo mais calmo, um jogo mais pacífico, voltado mais à estratégia. E não tá batendo. E ao longo desse período aí, dessa semana, a gente vai treinando muito pra estar trazendo um melhor resultado pra vocês, certo, rapaziada? Um beijo no coração de cada um de vocês e é isso, até mais.
Red Canids are doing some improvements. The Red Canids that have doing some improvements, most because Red Canids or Red Kalunga was once more the team with one of the worst performances in the Free Fire Brazilian League, with less kill points, and they keep changing, replacing the players, you know. And I keep asking myself if that is a good option. I mean, I know all the players have the same capacity, but practices during the week is fundamental to build up the perfect team, the perfect squad for the weekend's matches. But I'm pretty sure they already know that. But as we can see here in these graphics, we can see the rounds throughout the weekends, and they haven't been doing very good. But today their goals have changed, so we can also keep an eye on them and expect a lot of great things. And here it is some points for kills and also points for positions, and there is not much of kills here, as we can see, and they need points for kills as well. But also it's really important to be in a good position, in a better placement in the scoreboard, and that's kind of what God have been doing. I mean, they are doing a clean and a very strategic game. They are doing their best tactic. So Red Kalunga should learn from God, I don't know, but maybe if they keep avoiding some battles during the matches, maybe this is going to help them to score more points in the final, in the late stages of the game.
And as we saw in the video as well, teams changing because they found out that what they used to do doesn't really work, so they had to adopt different tactics, and that has been the whole point of reducing the number of points for kills down to 1.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, John. So today, maybe like Aleman, one of the players of Red Canids, said, they have changed their strategy. They come today with a new goals, with a new tactics. So we can, wait and see what's going to be for them today. Especially because lots of teams from Group C is being, taking advantage on the scoreboard, and that's why Red Kalunga should also take advantage of that, because now they are down below of the scoreboard, so this is very bad for them.
Our first drop coming up very, very shortly. We've seen that teams having to change the way they approach the game. Carol, not that easy. If you're set in your way, if you have a specific way of fighting, of doing the games, then suddenly you're being asked to change that. That takes a while, doesn't it, for the teams to get used to it, for the players to get used to it, and of course the different roles within the team.
Yes, for sure, John. As I said, Red Canids, they keep changing their players, during the matches. I don't know if that's a good idea, replacing the players. Santos, Meta, and Furia were the only teams that have never changed any players. And today, Santos and Meta, they will keep the same squad, the same players for the follow matches. But this is actually good because, as we like to say here in Brazil, the team there is winning, we don't change, we don't move, we don't do a thing. So this is maybe the best strategy to do right now. If we see a squad doing good in the game, during the matches, we don't change anything.
Was advice from our former professional Free Fire player, Carol Bombshell. If it's working, don't change it, basically.
Yep. If it's working, don't change it, anything. But also, let's talk about a little bit of Santos, because Santos had the second highest number of kills in the history. And I'm pretty sure you said that a little bit in the very beginning of today. So they achieve about 46 kills in 6 matches. So this is a lot for Santos, and they have the highest score kills still remaining with Flamengo from the past Free Fire Brazilian League. So Juan from Santos, who is the player from Santos, he broke the Free Fire Brazilian League history record of more kills in one single round. He did 19 kills in one single round, John. How amazing is that? I mean, 8 kills in Purgatory, 6 kills in Kalahari, and 5 in Bermuda. This is a lot for them. And we know the point schemes have changed this season, so it is very fundamental for them to score points by killing, but also getting a good placement on the late stages of the games. But for these guys, that doesn't change, because they are here for kill, they are here for blood, they are here for action. So
that's you.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of to see blood going on here. So guys, please keep doing their best job, your best job. So that's exactly what they are doing. They don't care if they will have lots of battles, lots of things going on during the rounds, but they are here to get points for killing as well.
Well, hot stuff certainly from Juan. There's 19 kills in one round, record-breaking stuff from him. We shall get to see him in action this weekend, of course. And, well, this is how the maps are going to shape up very, very shortly.
Yeah, in the very beginning of Free Fire Brazilian League, we weren't sure about the maps, but right now seems like we don't have to guess anymore, so I don't have, to be ashamed to talk about the maps. So we're going to have this very consistent sequence: Purgatory, Kalahari, and Bermuda.
Yeah, interesting change that, as you said, they were supposed to come out at random. Obviously that's changed. Not sure if the teams had a say in that. Did make it slightly more dynamic, the teams not knowing which map was going to come up, but we don't know that we'll be heading off to Purgatory very, very shortly.
And like I said before, we should keep an eye on God today, because they are coming for the top victory. They are here to steal the top from Vivo Keyd, but also FURIA from Group A, because they have only 1 point behind. They are only 1 point behind Vivo Keyd. So these guys today are going to do anything to get in the top. But like we keep saying here, John, this is anyone's game, so anything can happen because this is Free Fire Brazilian League.
It certainly is. And two of God's booyahs last weekend did come in the Purgatory map, so that's where we're going to kick off very shortly, and we'll see what God has got in store for us.
Yeah, that's right. So the highest scores from God team was on Purgatory map. So let's see if today they're going to do the same thing, because they keep it doing the same strategy. So basically, they play very safely during the whole battle, during the whole round, and they keep like staying on the boards of the safe zone, which helped them a lot. And in the late stage of the game, they come to join the party, steal some kills, and get the booyah. So this is going to be very interesting. And also we have to keep an eye on Red Canids. Like we said, especially today, they said they changed their strategy, they changed their game, and they are coming with new goals. So let's see.
Question is, Carol, if those tactics are so effective, if staying around the edge, almost near the non-safe zones, is so good, why don't the rest of the teams do the same thing?
Because some of them, like Esports, before on the very first matches, they were full of confidence, so they go on the teams, and they are ready for the battle. So first of all, they are trying to score points for killing, so this is most important for them. And some teams think the same, let's go and get their position, steer the position, and get the kills by get the points by killing.
Well, here we go then. First drop of the round, and we're at Purgatory. Our first battle royale of the afternoon.
I was actually very excited for today's matches because of Group C. We can see a lot of teams from Group C here on the scoreboard, but also from Group A. We haven't seen much of Group B, but tomorrow they're going to play maybe some things can change. But here is the thing, here's the game. Group C against Group A. So this is going to be very interesting, and let's keep an eye, guys.
Carol, who are we looking for right at the start?
We should be looking for sure from Red Kalunga, because today they're going to do a different kind of game. But also we should keep an eye on Esports. They are right now in the third place on the scoreboard. So let's see if they can hold this position, and manage to score more points, because they only have kind of like 15 or 20 points behind of the first and the second place. But also it's really important to see what's going to be Loud strategy, because from last weekend was the very first time they did a booyah, so they got the booyah. So this is going to be very interesting how furious they are coming today for this competition.
First look at Payne, and let's have a go at calling him Decio, maybe. Difficult to decipher these names at the best of times.
Yeah, so the standings by maps, especially in Purgatory, we got in the very first place with the best performance is God team. In second place, FURIA team, and in third place, Loud. So these three teams are playing today. They are on the game today, so this is going to be a battle to remember. So let's watch, guys. Let's watch very close, because this is the very first game of today's matches.
And Canids on the move for Payne. Sometimes we can get off to slow starts, especially with the opening few drops. Let's take a look at the overhead view.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say this is going to be a very quiet game today. Maybe for the very first match, but let's watch and see.
So one of the Santos players on the far side of the river, looking a bit stretched, a little bit isolated. Cruzeiro, as we know, can be deadly. The Foxes. Still waiting for our first firefight of the afternoon. Teams going for loot. Was that a Palmeiras shirt I spotted there? Sneaking that one in. Certainly not amongst the Cruzeiro team. Pain on one side, Cruzeiro in the houses to your right.
And I'm pretty sure Fluxo team is on the top of Brasilia. So something very interesting about Brazilian.
And Cruzeiro not in a great position there because they've got Santos one side, Pain the other. Now, which of these two teams may engage Cruzeiro?
And I'm pretty sure Santos already know about Cruzeiro. Maybe they have spotted one or two players. And Santos here today, I'm pretty sure they won't avoid any battle. They are here to do the game.
First firefight then of the afternoon. Cruzeiro have spotted Santos on the move. And Cruzeiro have to watch out for Pain, who were also closing. They may just wait and then come in for a few kills, as we've seen so many teams do in this competition. Just wait for the right moment to zoom in and get maximum kills.
Like I said, Fluxo team is on the top of Brasilia, but right now, Pain Game is doing a different rotation. So before Cruzeiro, we could say Cruzeiro was in a kind of sandwich between Pain Gaming and Santos, but right now with the different rotation from Pain Gaming team, maybe this will give Santos a little bit of hard time. And also we have Red Kalunga right there. So, John, anything can happen today.
Situation of Cruzeiro is slightly better. They've got now Flux has perhaps thought about joining the party, or Fluxo rather. And nobody was pressing on Cruzeiro. They had a few shots down on Santos, just to keep Santos at bay. So it's been quiet so far. All 12 teams, all 48 players. Nobody wants to go out early on, especially in those two places back into the lobby.
As here we can see the Fluxo team, they were the only team there ever got a double booyah on a Sunday rounds so far here in Free Fire Brazilian League. And people keep talking about them on the internet, you know, and we all know all these guys here are excellent players, but sometimes we can't expect a lot from them because this is a very different situation for them. They are on their nerves, you know, so they also have to practice their mental health.
As do we all. Free Fire Brazilian League coming to you live and direct from the city of São Paulo, Brazil. Quiet afternoon so far in Purgatory. Nobody wanting to risk anything, but the safe zones will start to shrink shortly as teams jostle for position, look for loot, and look for some kind of advantage, but it's been also quiet, so far at least.
It looks like everyone is coming to Brasilia drop call, because we can see here Loud and also Team Liquid that just popping in. So let's see what these guys are bringing to us today. This is going to be very interesting to watch.
Team Liquid not looking like they're in a great position as well. But again, we had that burst of fire from Cruzeiro and Santos, but nothing since then. Now, we've talked about Carol in the past, maybe getting extra points for the first kills of about, just to speed things up a little bit. Maybe something in the future, which might happen, of course, who knows?
Yeah, we saw already some range fires, but any kill yet. So maybe they are waiting for the safe zone to start to shrink. But everyone, for the very first time, is inside of Brasilia. So this is going to, we like to say in Brazilian Portuguese, salseiro, which means a big party, you know. So we are going to have a big party here today because everyone is here in Brasilia.
Still also very quiet. Red Kalunga were just on the hills to the right of most of the other teams. Team Liquid he looked in a kind of a dodgy position, really, almost slap bang in the centre. And again, it's a very, very cautious start. Let's look at the overhead of the map. You've got one side, God lurking, as you predicted, well out of the way. INTZ also a bit out of it. And SS Esports as well, watching and waiting.
Yeah, I mean, God's strategy to be on the edges, on the board of the safe zone, it's okay, but also when the safe start to shrink, it's hard for them to get inside of a safe place.
And, well, they have to cross the river,
Mm-hmm.
which can leave them exposed.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Cruzeiro is in a position, if God crossed the river right now, Cruzeiro will kill them immediately.
All depends on timing, of course, because Cruzeiro may have their hands full with the teams around them. That is one of the problems where Cruzeiro are. They might have God attacking them from behind to deal with. It depends who attacks Cruzeiro at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the dynamics, because nobody's doing anything at the moment.
Yes.
It's
I think
let's
we
just
are
watch and wait and see who makes a move, but no one's prepared to do a
Yeah.
single thing.
I think we are too excited because we have seen great things from this team, especially from Group A, because we know they are very aggressive. So we are here. Come on, guys, do something. We wanna see, we wanna watch. But everything is about strategy for them.
I'm a little surprised that SSE Sports and INTZ don't have a go at each other. They are two isolated teams at the top. They probably won't get interference from any of these teams clustered
Yep.
in the centre of the map, but nobody wants to risk anything at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's caution. It's the name of the game so far. That is going to change, though. I'm sure we've got 12 teams, 48 players. Nothing to really talk about so far, but that is about to change very shortly.
Mm-hmm. There's teams here today that we haven't seen yet doing any booyahs, but there's teams here today we got to see doing lots of booyahs. So today anything can happen. Today is it's a new day. They spend the whole week, practicing and doing their best strategy and watching their mistakes to fix them. So today we don't know yet what expected. So let's see. And I'm pretty sure God right now is having a hard time to cross this because Cruzeiro and Fluxo team maybe already spot them.
But looks like God have been able to cross the river without any damage, without any shots. This is one of the things about Free Fire that we've noticed, that encouraging to get the first kill can be a bit of a problem at times. Also, there's no real time limit on the game. We've got the safe zone shrinking, of course. Sometimes maybe that clock and that shrink zone could start a little bit faster, just to kind of motivate the players into action, just to get things going a little bit faster.
Yes.
As we get a bit of a Free Fire fight going on, but again, it's also limited. And this it's got to be the slowest game we've done so far. Slow right at the start, though, means we're going to get the action thick and fast, and the body count will rise once the ammo is used.
John, maybe it's because on the very first games, we don't have a much difference between the points, on the scoreboard. But right now, teams want to keep their position on the scoreboard. So I won't say that the team that are on the top, like God or Loud, SS, they want to do something dangerous for them because they don't want to go to the lobby on the early stages of the game. So maybe this is a strategy for them, to keep safe and just join the party on the late stages of the game. So right now, for sure, these guys want to keep their points and they don't want to change anything for them.
Cautious again.
Cautious is the
Fortune
word.
favours the brave, as they say. But I don't think anyone's used hardly any of their kit or ammunition or loot so far. Which means that pretty soon there's going to be, as you said, a huge party.
And this is crazy because all the players are alive. 48 players are still alive. So this is going to be a very interesting party. And maybe we can have our first battle right now between INTZ and God.
Big problem is, of course, Carol, that these sides all watching and waiting. It's going to go down to luck, really, because everybody's going to be kind of mixed up together, and it's going to be perhaps, I've got a feeling here we might get a surprise side because they're all squashed in.
Yeah.
The action's going to start like bam. People will be all over the place. Teams will be coming in from different angles. And I think tactics and strategy are going to go out of the window here when these teams finally decide to lock corners. Because as you can see here, there's going to be people all over the place. Team Liquid, for example, they can take fire from everybody, really.
Yes.
So they could go out. Cruzeiro lurking. And we get a bit of action here. Finally, and our first kill. And that has taken a very, very long time. The headshot it was, and INTZ are raining fury down on God. God with tipped highly. They do so well in this map. I've got a feeling that this time might not work out for them. Because everyone's so congested. It's all squashed in. There's going to be hell out there very, very shortly.
And also, people don't want to give a advantage for those teams that are good in the scoreboard, you know. So I would say I would come to a team on the top very, very heavy. I will chase them because I want to take them down because I don't want them to score more points. Otherwise, they will keep remaining on the top.
Meta Gaming trying to engage. Well, first of all, it was Payne. Now Santos have come in from the sides. Out come the grenades. Have to use them properly. And still, we've got 2 players down, and Meta Gaming have gone out. Santos then bursting forward. And finally, after what seems an eternity, our first team is in the lobby. I've got a feeling that they will be joined by other teams very, very quickly.
Yes, for sure. So Metagame is the very first team to go back to the lobby. This is very bad for them, especially because they are not in a very placement on the scoreboard right now. They need points. They need to kill. But unfortunately...
INTZ, they've gone as well.
Yeah.
Here we go. Finally, here we go in our first map of the afternoon purgatory. As things are starting to get a little bit more exciting, a little bit closed in. And we're down to 37 players already from 48. And bam, this is what we expected. Fluxo in a bit of trouble here, down to just 1 player. They're going to go out shortly. And this is what we expected with teams being so slow to start with. Suddenly in a cluster, suddenly it's anybody's game, and I still think we will get a surprise here.
And Team Liquid got this wiped out over...
Pain Gaming have gone. Another side have gone quickly. So we've gone from 12 and 48 players down to 9 teams and 31, just like that.
It's hard to keep a track because all of them are together right now.
Santos! In fact, it's Red Kalunga have gone now. Was it Santos as well? SS Esports.
And look at that. Red Kalunga is the only team inside of the safe zone right now. They have to hold this position if they want to get this booyah.
5 kills for SS Esports. B4 have gone. First time we've mentioned the Flux have gone as well. This is exactly what we expected.
Yeah.
It's been so quiet, and now that has changed dramatically, and the body count is rising very, very quickly. Down to 5 sides already. God have gone. 19 players remaining. Nothing happened here for so long, and now it's anybody's game, and I'm pretty certain Cruzeiro have gone as well. The big names are flying out. Anybody's match this one. Team Liquid down to 2. Loud looking strong with 3, but only 3 kills on the board. 4 teams. Suddenly just 4 teams in it. Who is going to take our first booyah of the afternoon? Well, it's not God. They love this map. Hasn't worked out for them, though, this occasion. It's so hard to keep track of what's happening here, but Red Kalunga changing their tactics as we saw early on today in the video as SS Esports also start to make an impression. First weekend was great for SS Esports, though. They've gone out. Down to 2 sides. Loud Red Kalunga, who's going to take our first booyah. Red Kalunga looking menacing. 7 kills on the board for them. Down to 3 players, though.
That's the time for Red Kalunga, John. Let's cross our fingers.
What a moment for them if they can take the first booyah. They talked about a change of tactics. And Loud are on the back foot here. Red Kalunga giving chase. 2 teams, 4 players. And 3 of them are from Red Kalunga. So it's just a matter of time now. surely. Here we go, inside the building. Booyah! Our first of the day. Red Kalunga, what a moment for them. Well, they talked about what they were going to do to change things around, and it certainly has worked. Carol, what a moment for them.
Oh yeah, John. I mean, we were expecting a lot of things from them today because they set new goals, they changed their strategy, they watched for their mistakes, and they only score 47 points in 12 matches. So maybe this will help them change a little bit their situation. This is great for them. So they said they will come for a change, and they did. They sure did, and they did a very excellent game. They were the only team inside of the safe zone, and this is a great strategy. So congrats to Red Canids.
The Red Canids, or Red Kalunga, call them what you will, but what a start for them. It was a confusing map, so slow to begin with, in a space of, I think, 2 minutes. Everybody fell back into the lobby, apart from Red Kalunga, who take the first booyah of the afternoon. And Carol, as we kind of thought about, with the teams being so cautious and with the area safe zone shrinking so quickly, we thought there's going to be a great deal of fortune in that first booyah, and that's what happened really, because the teams just fell away so quickly. Tactics went out of the window. A lot of fortune for Red Kalunga, but congratulations to them getting the first booyah of the afternoon.
Yes, for sure. That is a very huge congratulations for them, because they start today saying we are here setting new goals, we are here for changing, we fix our mistakes, so this is our day for us. And they surprise us with a booyah, so we were waiting for big things, you know. I mean, we were waiting for a different kind of game, so that's what they did, and they also took the booyah to home. So this is actually one of the head that he's the captain team of the team, so probably he watched this this whole week, and they changed their strategy, new tactics, and I mean, that was an excellent game for them, for sure. Big congratulations for them.
Carol, I think as we look at the stats, then Red Kalunga with 20 points for them. SSE Sports 15, Team Liquid 16, but I think a lot of these teams got it completely wrong, because it was way too cautious. Everybody was sitting back. Suddenly there's no space. Suddenly you've got teams all over the place. And your tactics and what you wanted to try to do has gone out of the window.
Yes.
So they left it far too long, a lot of these sides. Far too cautious, and they all paid the price, apart from Red Kalunga.
Yeah, because what I said, in the first games, you know, the first weekend of Free Fire Brazilian League, there is no difference in the points. But right now, all of them wants to keep their position, wants to keep their placement in their scoreboard. So maybe that's why they hold a little bit and then wait, because they don't want to end up like meta game right now with no points, or INTZ with only 1 point. So this is very important for them to hold their position. And like we are talking about, big congratulations to Red Kalunga that managed to do 20 points with this booyah, because they got also points by killing, and it is a very huge difference from the second place, who was Team Liquid. They only scored 16 points in this round.
I'll see the table in just a second, see how that affects Red Kalunga's position in our standings. That's coming up. We've got our first map out of the way then, Purgatory. God failing at Purgatory, and they were so impressive last weekend.
Yeah, on the standby maps, so God was in the very first place with a great performance here on the Purgatory map, followed by FURIA, that we didn't see much of them. And oh, sorry, today it's Group C against Group B.
That is why FURIA were absent.
Yeah, and that's why. Okay, but maybe tomorrow we can expect a lot of great things from FURIA. But today is the day for God, because we are maybe there is a lot of pressure on them, you know, because they did so good from last weekend. So we are waiting lots of things from them. But also we are forgetting from the other teams like Red Kalunga. I mean, there's a long way for Red Kalunga to achieve the top. But this is a good start, right, John? This is a
Great
good start.
Could not be any better for Red Kalunga, certainly after they talked to us and said they were changing their tactics, so the change of tactics has paid off. But I think a massive stroke of fortune, because teams were far too cautious in that opening drop, and in the end they came a cropper because it was so congested and you have teams all over the place and they really could not react the way they wanted to. Hopefully that will wake up these teams for our second map, which will be coming shortly.
Yes, indeed. So I would say right now we have a little bit of difference in the scoreboard for SS Sport, because they weren't in the best position on the late stages of the game, but also they score a lot of points by killing. So the new scheme of points didn't change a lot for them, because they keeping going for the kill. So this is okay for them, this is good for them, but also this is a great start for Red Kalunga, Red Canids, whatever you want to call them. And today is a day for them. So this is the spirit, John, you know, this is the spirit. Let's fix our mistake, let's do better in the next game, and here we are. They managed to pass over Pain Game with only 2 points difference, but this is a lot for them. And also they are a couple points behind of Team Liquid that they end up being the second team in the first match, so this is good. And also what I said about SS Sport, they are coming to the top with 195 points, only 2 points behind from Vivo Keyd.
Our first drop of the day then. Glory for Red Kalunga. Still in the relegation zone, but more hope for them, and perhaps by the end of this afternoon's games they could climb out of the bottom two. They do know what to head to the second division so early. First map. Purgatory has gone. Red Kalunga. Red Kalunga? No, Red Kalunga taking the booyah. We're going to get our first break, but stay with us. welcome back to the Brazilian Free Fire League, coming to you live and direct from the city of São Paulo. We've had our first map, we've had our first booyah, which has gone to Red Kalunga, who did the rest of the teams on the Purgatory map. More action to come very, very shortly with us. We've got 5 more drops to come here this afternoon from this Brazilian Free Fire League. Red Kalunga then throwing down the gauntlet early on. Carol, can they do it again on the next map?
Of course. I mean, we told you that we should keep an eye today on Red Canids, you know. So anything can happen for them today because they changed their tactics, they changed their strategy, and this is very important. So we keep talking a lot to listen to your team, listen to your coach, and fix your mistakes, and that's exactly what they've been doing.
Well, straight into our next map. Let's hope for a brighter start, because it was teams almost sleepwalking around Purgatory for so long until they all headed back to the lobby very, very quickly. And maybe, Carol, teams have learnt from that first drop. Far too cautious for most of them, really, and then they got themselves in trouble.
We said a lot of they are sitting back because they want to hold their position on the scoreboard. They don't want to have big changes right now. Like Esports, they hold everything as much they could until the late stages of the first match. So they're right now they are only 2 points difference from the first place, and maybe that's why each team are doing. But I don't think this is very exciting, especially for us, because we want to see the action, you know.
Basically, you want to see blood out there, a few headshots, a few bodies. Saturday is normally when we get maybe 1 or 2 sides dominating proceedings. Sundays where we get the kind of the mixed bag.
Yep.
5 teams, 5 or 4 different teams getting the booyahs. It will be a massive, massive day if Red Kalunga can make it 2 on the bounce. I somehow doubt it, but you never know. They're on the relegation zone at the moment.
We never know.
We never know. We never know indeed. Loud is our first team, which we're looking at, and kind of a Kawan 7 or Sechi on the move.
In Kawan, he was the MVP from last season, and he's coming heavy for this trophy once again here. So this is a safe dispute over the trophy. But let's talk about Kalahari, because we know Kalahari isn't one of the most loved maps for the players right now, because it's the newest map. I mean, not that new. It's been over a year already, but still they prefer Purgatory or Bermuda, most of them Bermuda. But the performance in this map is the best for SS Sport and Santos. Remember that Santos last weekend, they got a booyah on Kalahari map, which was very good for them. I wouldn't say a lot of strategy for SS Sport, but for Santos for sure, because they keep in doing the same drop call, John, and they separate their team players exactly the same. 3 down and 1 over on the top.
Always the same from Santos, which has served them well. Certainly did on the last weekend when they took 2 booyahs on the Saturday. God took 3. And Vivo Keyd stepped in on the final drop of last Saturday's action. But familiar stuff from Santos. At least one player taking the high ground, and what a marvellous view of Kalahari. But again, we saw SS Esports lurking, but not engaging Santos.
I mean, this is not the mostly lovely loved map for the teams, but
is that because it's tricky still, or because it's the newest and people, you said it's a year, of course, and that year's a while?
No, I would say it's because a little bit tricky, because of there's lots of mountains and lot of hide spots, so we can't expect to see and to find any player anywhere. So even though this is not the most loved one for the players, it is the most used snipers rifles for the players right here.
So teams can run into trouble when they least expect it, which takes a lot of teams out of the comfort zone, I think. Hence the fact that it's perhaps not as popular as the other two more established maps where teams know exactly what to expect and they can try to work their tactics as before, who crashed out to the lobby quite early on in our first map. Went to the public transport, as out come the grenades. You've got to use them properly if you're going to throw that kind of stuff around. And a bit more action early on here, and we got our first kills as well. Nicely done.
Uh-oh.
But before, kill leaders trying to impress right from the start. That's horrible if you're the player who went out. Players now, because we're on to 2 kills. And Loud under a bit of pressure. And Kalunga, well,
Uh-oh.
that is what a metagaming with 2 bottom sides.
All the way from the top back to the lobby right now.
That
Very early.
That must be absolutely soul-destroying for Red Kalunga, who got off to the first booyah and a terrific first game in Purgatory and have gone out. Back to square one for them and metagaming as well. That is not what they had planned.
Yeah, for sure, John. Especially because talking about Kalahari map once again, it is we said that Purgatory is one of the best performances for God, but in this map, I said a lot about Esports and Santos, but to the B4 team, we got one of the players called Kaweloki. His very first kills from last season was in Kalahari map, so he managed to be the best player still on this map. I don't know how, but this is a map for him. He has a very great knowledge of this map, so this is good. This is kind of interesting for the teams. Have each player knows how to play in each different kind of map.
Mascots, if you can call them that, little pets out in full as Team Liquid trying to rain down some pain on Cruzeiro. A bit exposed there. Cruzeiro responding, trying to get a few headshots. See the firepower's focused very, very quickly there. And a lot more about this second game. Those ice walls, they not quite as strong as they used to be if you've got the right kit to batter them down.
Was a series of headshots over Cruzeiro right now. Lots of headshots in a row for them.
Cruzeiro a bit on the back foot here. Marked Menid as all boys playing this Brazilian Free Fire League. Sure that will change in the future. Just ask former professional Free Fire player, Carol Bombshell, alongside me.
That's right, John. And as we can see right now, the very first match on Purgatory, the teams were very cautious, but right now they are not so much. So we can wait lots of things here today in this map. So Kalahari, it's the hottest map on Free Fire Brazilian League.
And Boss W, an amazing leap to climb on top of this building here and get a decent view. Nobody around. There's a couple of teams lurking down on that far side. Got to keep the heads down though. Got to use the right weaponry, or even weaponry. I was about to say rifles. And as you said, this is the sniper's paradise. There's so many high positions. And Cruzeiro could be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, they are having a hard time right now because only 2 players of their teams remain alive. But let's not forget that last weekend Cruzeiro also got a booyah with only 3 players alive. So anything can happen in these games. We never know what's going to happen. So it's a surprise for us too.
On that occasion, Cruzeiro losing a player early on.
It can damage a lot of your game if you lose a player on the early stages of the game. But also, I mean, these guys, they are prepared for anything. They practice every day on these maps, so they kind of know what to do.
Practice, of course, Carol, is relatively easy kind of stuff when they get into this game environment, when they can't control what's happening, when the nerves start to take hold as Cruzeiro. Short of places to run now, will Santos split up and try and take 2 on one here. Or will they try to force the issue just on one flank? Santos then trying to jostle into position.
Yes, that's right. So, like I said before, Kaweloki from the B4 team. Ooh, and Cruzeiro.
Cruzeiro surely going to be heading to the lobby before very, very long, because Santos have got them here. And are applying the pressure. Font. There you go. Shoot and move. Shoot and maneuver.
Yes, that was kind of expected, but there is still one player from Cruzeiro.
Now our Cruzeiro withdrawing here. Vichin on the move.
Yeah, right now, if Cruzeiro go back to the lobby, they only get 1 point because of the placement, but 0 points because of kills. But still, what is 1 point, John?
Oh, it's a point in the bag, but it would be a poor showing for Cruzeiro. Blown hot and cold, though, since we've seen them. Now, Santos, 1 kill on the board for them. And maybe the Cruzeiro man, Vichin, will keep his head low as much as possible. It looked like Santos gave up on the chase before. As we switch to Pain Gaming. Nothing on the ball for them so far, but involved in this firefight.
They're also on the relegated zone with Red Canids.
Taking out Santos!
Wow.
Well, Santos, who were chasing Cruzeiro just moments ago, suddenly find themselves back in the lobby. That is the cruelty of Brazilian Free Fire.
I mean, this is a huge wow, because we were waiting lots of things from Santos today, especially in this map, because they got one of their booyahs on Kalahari map, but not today, Santos. Maybe today the game's a little bit different. Maybe we can wait and see booyahs from different teams. So this is going to be a kind of surprise for us today too.
Allowed leading the kill score so far. All 4 players remaining. Haven't seen a lot of God keeping their heads down. We've not seen the overshot of the map recently as well, because they've had more action in this Kalahari map. So we don't know where the players are. There's the Cruzeiro man, Vichin on the far side. As we switch to before, they've been active as well. SS Esports might be in a bit of trouble. Out come the grenade launchers, as you said. If you're going to use them, they have to take your opponent's lives. And INTZ, they've gone as well.
Not good for them.
Are we in for another shock here? Red Kalunga went out. The winners of the first map went out amongst the first 2. Not great for them as the fire comes down here. God have gone. They crash out again relatively early. Pain on the move. Wow, another big name has bitten the dust, and Pain look like they mean business here. Double kills are starting to mount up big time. The Pain comes down as well. Focused firepower, that's how to do it. 7 sides remaining here, 22 players at the moment. Pain moving on to 6 and looking promising. Allowed in trouble as well. Likewise, SS Esports not on this focused action, but it's all Pain. Keeping clustered. Loud, I think,
I mean,
might be in trouble. Cruzeiro have gone. They finally, Vichin has gone. He survived for a good 5 minutes.
Their last player.
Don't think he got any points as before they crash out as well. Pain looking strong here.
Yeah. For the very first time, we can see lots of things going on for Pain today. So let's watch and see if this guy managed to do a booyah for the very first time, like Red Canids.
Triple kill for them as they chase down SS Esports. They're on the back foot here. Pain moving forward, pressing forward, wanting those kills. Want to take out SS Esports, who impressed us on the first day so very, very much, and never really shown that same form, and could be going out here. Pain Gaming, though, have gone. That's a great return from SS Esports, down to 2. And Pain Gaming came in for a bit of a shock there.
Yeah, that's the problem, John, when you start to...
A rush of blood, isn't it, really? You kind of lose control.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're not inside of the safe zone.
Oh, Fluxo, we haven't mentioned them at all. We just got 1 kill on the board, but well placed now with 4 of their players still alive, down to 3 teams. Fluxo got to be red hot favourites, but we saw what happened to Payne moments ago. Loud in the sandwich, first or one of the first sandwiches of the afternoon. And Fluxo, strong favourites here. 3 sides, 9 players. But just the 1 kill though for Fluxo, so they're not going to bag up that many points if they can do it. Loud are in trouble, Loud in the centre.
My God.
And Fluxo now also in trouble. Bodies flying forward and booyah! Team Liquid.
What these guys just did, they got a squad wiped down over Fluxo team with grenades. I mean, how awesome is that, John?
That's what you have to use those for. You've got to resist temptation.
I was actually expecting a lot from Fluxo team because they were the only team with the full squad alive. But like we said before, like what happened with Cruzeiro, it doesn't matter if you have the full squad or 3 players alive. You can do this booyah, you can get these booyahs anyway. And Team Liquid with only 3 players alive, they managed to do a booyah with grenades. I mean, that's a very good strategy.
Hang on to your equipment if you can. Use it for those right moments, of course. But Pain Gaming looking so strong. Fluxo looking so strong for a while. But they went back to the lobby. And we've got a new winner, Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Getting a second booyah of the afternoon. Has Saturday become Sunday, where we have different winners all the way through? It could be on the cards.
I mean, it's very great to have grenades on your baggage, on your luggage, because here I was about to say about the B4 strategy. They right now in this game on Free Fire you can have the fermentation of the grenade, so you can hold a little bit longer on your hands and throw on your opponent, and this will explode quickly. So this is what Team Liquid did, before did, and these guys have been doing this whole competition. So Team Liquid got the very first booyah of today's. So with 25 points, followed by SS Sports with 16 points, will help them. I'm pretty sure right now they are on the top because they didn't have a lot of difference points behind Vivo Keyd. So right now probably they are on the top again, and now So Loud on the 30th place with 14 points. So this is very good for all the 3 teams. But also here's a big highlight for Pain Gaming, that it is in the relegated zone. So in this especially match, they managed to do lots of kill points, what helped them to get more points right now.
And Fluxo, who finished amongst the last 3 sides, because their kill ratio was so low. I think they had 1 kill when they went into the last 3 or 4 teams on this map. Just 11 points for them, but all points in the bag, but a relatively low score for a team who finished amongst the last 3.
And unfortunately, what comes around goes back around, and Red Kalunga is... They did the first booyah of very first today's match, but right now they only score... I mean, they didn't score any points, so 0 points for Red Kalunga on this match. And we were expecting lots of things from Santos and God. They only score a few points right now. But the MVP of this match is Peusada with 7 kill points for Team Liquid.
Oh, 2 different boos then so far this afternoon, Red Kalunga and Team Liquid from Purgatory and Kalahari. We've got Bermuda, everybody's favourite, coming up shortly in our map number 3 at the afternoon. But Red Kalunga, big surprise. Not a massive surprise that they went back to the lobby, but it was disappointing for them because it was so early after taking a booyah. Doesn't always happen, it's rarity. In fact, booyah 1 minute, back in the lobby, the first team the next. It's happened before though with the likes of Flamengo. Team Liquid, good showing for them. As you said though, Santos and God yet to get going here this afternoon.
Yes. So it is very good for Team Liquid to get this booyah because they don't have lots of points right now, so they needed lots of points to get a little bit over on the scoreboard. But also it is very sad for Red Kalunga because they are pretty close from Team Liquid right now. They got advantage with this booyah for them. But you know, we still have lots of match today, so let's see if Red Kalunga can manage to do another booyah in the Purgatory map, which was very lucky for them, very good for them. And let's see, you know, Bermuda is the most favorite one for all the players. Not for me, John. I like Purgatory map. I'm gonna say that, so I prefer Purgatory map. But anyways, all the players know Bermuda map, so it's going to be very interesting to watch them to play their next match.
Bermuda coming up shortly. And we'll take a look at the table as well, see if that has changed up the top.
I'm pretty sure that changed, especially for SS Sports. They were only 2 points behind from the top victory, which was Vivo Keyd. So right now with 16 points, they got a lot of advantage over Vivo Keyd. So I'm pretty sure this is going to make Vivo Keyd very mad at home today. And there it is, 211 points for SS Sports team, which is a great difference from Vivo Keyd, who is in the second place. So if SS Sports, even though they don't get any booyah today, if they keep the same consistent game, they are going to get lots of points. But also Loud, who starts today in the 6th place, right now they are in the 4th place. And remember, they Loud only got on the side of the scoreboard because of their kill points. So they only did their first booyah last weekend, so today maybe not with the booyahs, but lots of kill points. They'll help them to get on the top as well.
SS Esports then, the new top dogs as we go to our second break.
And oh my god, what's happening? What's going on with Black Dragons?
And this is Flamengo, and Flamengo suddenly with 3 kills on the ball. For them, you see the safe zone is getting a lot smaller, and Black Dragons have become our first side out. Welcome back to our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League, live and direct from the mega city of Sao Paulo. 2 maps, 2 different booyahs. Carol, 2 surprises.
Yes, for sure, John. This is the very first booyah of Team Liquid in the season, you know? And they managed to do 13 kills in one single round. This
Wow.
is very good for them. This is a lot, actually. So, Peusada from Team Liquid, he has broken the record so far with more kills in one single match.
Natural born killer.
That's for sure, John. And what's most interesting so far from these 2 matches is that Team Liquid, SS, and Loud were the only 3 teams that managed to be on the top 4 from the follow matches. But Bermuda map is coming, John, and you know who were the team that only did 2 booyahs in a row on this map?
I need to check my notes. I'm sure you're going to tell us.
It's Fluxo team, that's right, Fluxo team. Lots of people are on the, you know, there's lots of fans for Fluxo team, especially because of Nobru, who's going to play this match, because Nobru is known Mundial, because he was the MVP from the last Mundial Zone in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. But there's lots of expectations on Fluxo team because they were the only team that got 2 booyahs in Bermuda map.
So pressure on Fluxo then, as Bermuda comes up. We've had Red Kalunga, who did exceptionally well at Purgatory, then crashed out to the lobby in our second map. Kalahari went straight out, I'm afraid. So how are they going to perform? Nobody knows. I don't even think they know what's going to happen. Tactics works fantastically in the first bout, failed miserably in the second. Team Liquid then the second booyah of the afternoon at Kalahari, who will take Bermuda. We're going to find out very shortly. Carol, I think, is going for Fluxo, perhaps.
Yes, for sure, because they were, like I said, they were the only team that did 2 booyahs in Bermuda. They were the only team, no exceptions. But anything can happen in this game, especially if you have a good strategy. That's okay, you still have a good strategy, but anything can happen. This is no one's game, so don't count a lot on your strategy, but let's say count a lot on lucky, because you're gonna need unlucky today, because the teams, the same time they start the game with a good strategy, they can change because of the safe zone, you know, the danger zone as well. And here we go to the Bermuda map, John.
Fasten your seatbelts, get the parachutes ready. It's Bermuda, third map. Most people's favourites, not Carol Bombshells though, for some strange reason. The former professional Free Fire player doesn't like Bermuda. You heard it here first. Carol, what's wrong? Why don't you like Bermuda? Everyone loves Bermuda.
That's why, because everyone knows and loves Bermuda. This is a very predicted map, so everyone knows what's going to happen. I mean, it's very tricky, the safe zone. No one can predict the safe zone, you know. But also, all these guys know the Bermuda map. But the Purgatory map, on the contrary, it's very big, and there is lots of cities with more loot and equipment than Bermuda for me. And as I can see here, the drop call for Red Canids changed a little bit. Right now they are in Shipyard, which is the city for Loud team, so maybe we're going to get a little bit of confront. But Red Canids, they used to go to the peak, and Meta Game is all by themselves right now on the peak. So this is kind of different for Red Canids, but that's what they said. They came to do some different things today, setting new goals, and let's watch them closely.
Fluxo taking the kind of a tourist route.
We start today saying that we should keep an eye on God and also on SS Sports, but this is not what we have been expecting so far. So, like I said, the top 4 in the last 2 matches was Team Liquid, SS, and Loud. So let's see if these guys manage to be on the top 3, or the top 4, top 5 again.
SS Esports then top of the league, but no booyah so far this afternoon. Red Kalunga, Team Liquid taking the first 2 booyahs. Pressure certainly on Team Liquid, a bit more.
Yeah, finally we could see a little bit more of Team Liquid because the past weekends we haven't seen much of them. They only got in 2 weekends only 68 points, but this weekend it's a little bit different because they already got one second place and one Booyah with 13 kills. That's right, they got one Booyah with 13 kills. And let's point it out that most of their kills today was by grenades, which is fabulous. I like to see grenade launcher, grenades by itself. So this is amazing how these guys managed to do anything with different kind of guns.
A meta and before, possible face-off, possibly not. Games, the dynamics have been different. Purgatory exceptionally slow. Kalahari got off to a brightish start. I think the Purgatory match very, very different from what we've seen so far in this Brazilian Free Fire League.
Yes, for sure, John. But this map, especially, we can see we can wait lots of things of Fluxo team, who keep getting a lot of improvement during the rounds, you know, and that's the spirit. Fix mistakes and improving in each round. Also, the player GodQ, I don't know if you remember from last week, GodQ managed to do lots of booyahs with the sniper rifles, so which was very beautifully to watch, and he's given us quite a show with his performance in this last round. So I'll tell you what, GodQ is coming to take the MVP trophy.
We shall see very shortly. Quiet so far here in Bermuda. Sound of gunfire in the distance is always nice to hear.
Well, yes, we haven't seen a lot of battles in the beginning. I was expecting to see Red Canids fighting over the drop call of Loud team, but I don't think this is going to happen. So let's see if B4 and Metagame is going to face off.
Metagaming heading for the building, getting some cover.
Oh, and there's Cruzeiro. Uh-oh, it's going to be a little bit of sandwich between Cruzeiro, Metagaming, and B4.
Don't think Metagaming knew Cruzeiro were lurking on the other side of the building, so Metagaming suddenly will find themselves in a bit of trouble here. Not what they wanted. They were trying to get away from before, but they ran into Cruzeiro. Seen teams being sandwiched and come out on top. And we have seen a lot of these sides being surprised as well, especially with the numerical advantage and then going out when they did not expect to do so.
Yep. And we have two teams here in the season that came all the way from Serie B. Team 1 that is going to play tomorrow, and Metagame that is playing today. So these guys need to have a lot of nerve because it's the very first time they are playing against these Lions from Serie A. So Metagame is doing good so far. I mean, not in a very good placement on the scoreboard, but still they are doing a very good work for the very first time playing the Serie A. But they should watch out because at any moment they can come back to the Serie B.
Cruzeiro trying to get some more height advantage as much as they can. They keep climbing on top of everything that's out there, including their own teammates and those glue walls as well.
It's because they wanted to get on the top of the
struggling
factory.
A little bit. I think they've got one player up there, and they were really finding it a bit tough to get the height advantage. And Cruzeiro looking on top. Meta a little bit exposed. They've got stuff around them they can use as cover, but from the headshots from above, probably not where they want to be. Before disappeared for the moment. Maybe just watching and waiting to see what's going to happen between Cruzeiro and Meta. Well, there's the drop, but you've got to be quick because Cruzeiro saw it coming down before faded from the picture. God to the left, Santos at 12 o'clock, or before watching and waiting, I think, as Cruzeiro we focus on them. Meta down below still. Cruzeiro, they've got the height, but they can't use it because, as you can see, they've got to jump really, really high up and use each other as support. So that's not the best. If you want to get height, as you can see the shot coming in, you stick your head over the top and you are inviting trouble. That's just the double-edged sword, isn't it, being high up. You've got the height you can see, but at the same time you stick your head over. So that wasn't a great place for Cruzeiro to be in, really.
And that's the problem. Because of you stick your head over, you can get easily a headshot.
And now Cruzeiro in trouble here because Meta have decided to engage them. They're going to come from below, so that might give Cruzeiro the advantage when Meta tried to come up those steps and stairs. And now Cruzeiro can use the height. And everybody else is watching and waiting. Top teams, 48 players.
All of them are still alive. So is this going to be like purgatory first match? Are we going to wait until the late stage to see some action? I mean, we still already have a meta game in Cruzeiro facing off right now, but they are very away from each other, so we're not going to see a very close confront. But we can see some teams come closer. We haven't seen much from God today. They are doing the same strategy, being on the edge for as long as they can, but also they are not scoring a lot of points. And we got a lot of expectations on them, right, John?
We do indeed. Likewise, SS Esports as well. I mean, they could have gone head-to-head, taking out, maybe, especially from God's perspective, taking out the leading pack, deciding not to. And again, it's gone quiet. Santos, nothing on the board as well. As we saw with Team Liquid, they got the booyah, but the total of points was relatively low because the number of kills was so low when they went into the last 3 or 4 teams. So they have to really bear that in mind, these players out there.
Yeah, you know, from all the teams that have already played 3 or more rounds, Cruzeiro is the only one that had scored more than 50 points in all the rounds. But, you know, the balance at the top of the table was already a mark of the team throughout the Free Fire Brazilian League Season 3. And they were always between the 4th and the 6th in the group of phase. But on this right now, on the Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4, we haven't seen lots of them, much of Cruzeiro, so let's wait. We can see great things from them.
Still, everybody out there in this Bermuda map. And as you said, a little like Purgatory, where nothing happened really for so long. And then the firefights slowly started because before just trying to get involved. It's a good position to be in as long as you don't get attacked from teams below. And with the way things are, with the safe zone which will be starting to shrink soon, I think, Carol, we could be in for another surprise, which is great for teams such as Team Liquid, who got that first booyah in Purgatory because nothing happened for so long. And then they got a great slice of fortune at the end as we get our first kill finally on the board.
New kill leader.
Team Liquid, and Team Liquid came for the game today. They came heavy. They are chasing other teams. They are here for the kill, and we can wait great things from them, especially because the one of the best performance for this map is for Team Liquid, but also you already know Fluxo team. So we haven't seen a lot of Fluxo team right now, but let's see.
Loud taking some hammer here. 2 kills. And Team Liquid down to 3.
And that's okay because they managed to do a booyah from last match with 3 players. So we already saw a lot of situations like that happen. So this is not a problem. But right now the strategy is to keep Loud out of the safe zone. So they are going to give Loud a very hard time.
Well, Team Liquid have got God one side, maybe INTZ another. Loud pushing back. So Team Liquid had Loud engaged Team Liquid, maybe INTZ or God could have joined the party. As it is, it's academic. Loud retreating very quickly. Team Liquid then, 2 kills, but down to 3. Again, God and SS Esports have been quiet, watching and waiting as ever. And again, it's gone quiet. 3 players have gone out. We've got all 12 teams in it, but it's going to be a big mess. In fact, not a small mess, because these two or all these sides will be thrown together very shortly, and we may be in for another big surprise. God, finally using some of their artillery.
But also they are out of the safe zone, and I remember on the first match on Purgatory map, God had a little bit of a hard time to get inside of the safe zone, and when they finally did, they went back to the lobby very easily because they lost a lot of players on the early stage, so they should watch out for that.
Loud could be in trouble. Might have to take on INTZ Team Liquid to their right as well. I think a lot of these sides haven't really learnt from that Purgatory map when it was left too late. And then it was anybody's game, really, because it's just one big firefight. And wherever you were in trouble.
For sure, John. That's for sure. And I don't know what Loud is going to do right now.
I think Loud might be heading back to the lobby. That is what Loud could be doing, because they're under a bit of pressure. Trying to resist.
Grenade launcher.
And Loud, go! No surprises there, really. Team Liquid, though. Well, there's a familiar pattern here. Teams getting the booyahs, going out very, very early. It's happened twice now. Red Kalunga, booyah out in the next map. Team Liquid, booyah out in the next map. As God starting to impose their will. Coming in relatively early here. And 2 kills on the board and a bit more aggression from God. We've seen a lot from them in previous weeks. And General was... as Fluxo have gone. Well, Carol.
Oh well. That's not very good for Fluxo because they were the only team that got 2 booyahs in the Bermuda map. But anyways, things like that can happen. We are still have to remember that we have great teams in this competition. And also, we got Santos that did 1 booyah here and God Sports too. So let's watch and see who is going to be the fortunate one here today.
Carol, kiss of death. Fluxo, I'm afraid. SS Esports down to 2 players, just the 1 kill on the board for them. Good showing the last time out. The league leaders are struggling a bit here. And all of these sides, these 9 teams, most of them have had a chunk taken out of them. Meta wanting to get points on the board as they perhaps thought about taking on God. And Meta got Cruzeiro to one side. SS Esports, maybe Cruzeiro going for SS Esports first. Clear them out of the way. 4 against 2. And Meta, that's good news for them because they can hang on and face God. But Meta really have to make a move here. Decide what they're going to do because Cruzeiro will finish off SS Esports. Maybe, of course, we say maybe because SS Esports have got a lot in their lockers. Meta forced to take action really against God because they know Cruzeiro are lurking behind them. But INTZ have gone now.
Wow.
And Cruzeiro pushing on, deciding to leave SS Esports and going on at Meta. And
Wow.
only Cruzeiro showing up on the map. As Pain Gaming also crash out.
And we still have the full squad from Santos team and B14. So we only have 4 teams alive. Cruzeiro, B4, Santos, and one of them that I'm not seeing right now. But still, wow, that's a wow game.
4 teams, it's been quiet. But another new name.
Right now it's going to be a heavy battle. Oh, Canids have a full squad. Maybe this is a chance for them to get another booyah.
Change of tactics, they've gone quiet, so we've not mentioned their names,
Yeah.
but they are at full strength likewise before. They're on 4 kills though, so Red Canids need to get in the action. They want some kills on the board as well, but it's down to 14 players, 4 teams. And Cruzeiro getting a bit of a hammer here because before, mean business.
Oh my goodness.
Hard to keep track of the action before on the move, up to 5 kills, but down to 2 players. Red Kennedy getting in the action. Maybe they've timed their run here, sensing blood, and before have gone out as well.
Ooh.
Red kill, 2 quick kills on the ball. Cruzeiro gone, down to 3, down to 2. 7 players, Red Kennedy pressing forward, the first booyah of the day, and looking good here. Double kills on the wood, Santos on the back foot. Red Kennedy throwing in those grenades, moving forward with purpose. And looking for blood, sensing blood because Santos are in big trouble here. Red Kennedy pressing everyone forward. Santos go out. Booyah! And Red Kalunga have done
wow.
it again. What an afternoon for them.
I wasn't expecting that, John.
Nobody expects Red Kalunga. 2 booyahs already. A mixed bag in some respects. 2 booyahs crashed out in the second map, but back
Yeah, and
with a bang.
I was talking about Cruzeiro before Santos, and I said, I don't know what is the other team who is still alive, and there they come. Red Kalunga, they came, they chased the other teams. I mean, they waited perfectly. They were on the edge, very quiet, and they wait for the best moment and prove us that they can do anything, and they are here today for the game. Sometimes things like that happen, like on Kalahari map. You know, not every day you're going to be a winner, but these guys, they set their goals and they changed their strategy, and they got already 2 booyahs today.
Well, they waited and waited. The booyahs are going to help, of course, in their point tally. Not quite sure how many kills were on the board. Maybe 5, maybe 6 perhaps right at the end. But it all helps because they were amongst the 2 sides in the relegation zone. But 2 booyahs. What a big day so far for Red Kalunga.
Yeah, I mean, points by killing, it's very important, it's fundamental because it helps you to have a great difference, because we have the certain points for placement. So for sure, you know, you're gonna get amount of points if you end up on the 5th, on the 16th, 7th place, whatever. But kill points have a lot of difference, and I'm pretty sure they help a lot Red Kalunga, but also who the team that remain in the second place helped them a lot as well. But Red Canids keep surprising us today, so this is the day for them. This is a glory day. And as we can see, Abuya with 17 points, and followed by Cruzeiro with 14 points. I was pretty much sure it was Santos that was the only team, but maybe it's because Cruzeiro got more points by killing. Cruzeiro did a very good game right now, and the MVP for this match was Anheda, the captain team of Red Kalunga. So congrats to Red Kalunga in 1 more booyah today.
Will it be enough though to take them out of the dreaded relegation zone? We will see shortly. No sign of God. SS Esports as well, quiet for them.
As we can see here, there was so much things going on between these teams that were so close to each other that no one kept an eye on Red Kalunga, and that was a great advantage for them, because on the late stage they managed to appear, to do their appearance, and they took the victory, they took the booyah. So this is very good for them. That's all about position, John.
It is all about position. Red Kalunga, as you said, everyone ignored them. We've seen God and SS Esports hanging around, lurking. Didn't work out for them, did it?
No, not really, but I mean, Santos did a very good game as well as B4 team that remained the very same position. But sometimes you have to, you know, keep an eye on each team. So everyone ignored Red Kalunga, and they had a full squad. So maybe that's the very strategy for them today.
Well, it's gone like this. Red Kalunga taking the first booyah, crashing out then in Kalahari, the first 2 teams to go. First team, in fact, to go. Team Liquid taking the second booyah, then crashing out early. in the third map. Red Kalunga bouncing back for Bermuda. We'll look at the table in a second, but maybe they've managed to climb out of those bottom two places. But maybe this is the battle. Red Kalunga against Team Liquid for the Bouyers here, and it's a kind of repetition. Again, it's Saturday, isn't it? So Saturday means we get two teams dominating the Bouyers.
Yes, for sure, John. And I'm pretty sure there is a lot of difference for Red Kalunga right now on the table because they already scored 37 points today. With the first Bouya of today, 20 points, and right now with the second Bouya, 17 points. So 37 points for Red Kalunga. It's really good. It is fundamental, John, because they were in the relegated zone. So this is very bad. And for a team that were in a relegated zone, got already 2 Bouyas in a day, this is everything.
Great stuff from Red Kalunga. We'll look at the table in just a second, but surely they've climbed out of the bottom two positions that we shall see very shortly. Team Liquid, great in the second game, dismal in the third.
Yeah, Team Liquid were the team that started Bermuda map doing the very first kill, and they were the team being the kill leader, but everything happened so fast, and they took down 2 players from our team, but also the other teams charged them for that. They punished Team Liquid, and they couldn't get inside of the safe zone. That's a little bit of problem for me because I like to play inside of the safe zone. But here it is, our table, our scoreboard, and Esports remain in the very first place with 216 kills. Followed by, you know, on the 4th place, coming for them to take the top, Cruzeiro. And Loud, they have the exactly same amount of points, so this is a bit of interesting. But let's see Red Kalunga, they have 84 points, and they are in a tied with Pen Game, they also have 84 points.
Still in the drop zone though, Red Kalunga, which is a bit of a surprise despite those 2 Bouyers. If they get another one, surely they will climb out of the relegation zone, but we've got 3 more games to come. Fluxo, team you tipped, Carol, to take Bermuda, falling by the wayside, and the likes of God, Santos, yet to get going really, but SS Esports, no Bouyers, but just keeping that lead at the top of the table, not a million miles away from Vivo Keyd and FURIA, who will be in action tomorrow.
But also Team Liquid, they right now finally they get in 100 points, and they are coming for INTZ. They only got 144 points, so let's see what these guys are going to do in the next matches.
Time now for another break, and we'll be back very shortly. As that Black Dragons again showing aggression here. Still 12 sides though, but the players are dropping like flies.
Wow.
And Black Dragons aggressive, moving forward. And 7 looking good, and Corinthians have gone.
One time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. Time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Welcome back to the action of the Brazilian Free Fire League 3 maps. 3 bouts so far. Red Kalunga with 2 boos on the name, sandwiched by Team Liquid. Carol, can Red Kalunga or Team Liquid take our next map when we return to Purgatory?
For sure, John. I mean, today is Saturday, so on Saturday we got lots of double booyahs, 3 booyahs in a row. This is a crazy day for us. So, Red Canids, on the first 12 rounds from the past 2 weekends, they only did 11 kills points. But right now, in only 3 rounds, they managed to do 13 kills. So today is a day for Red Canids for sure. So we got great expectations on them for the next rounds. I mean, let's not get our hopes too high, because anything can happen in this game. Maybe Team Liquid will do the next booyah. We don't know. Fluxo team, lots of great expectations of Fluxo team as well. But also God, SS, Loud. So any team today have the same capacity to do a booyah today. But John, something very sad that I'm keeping seeing today is that the teams are holding back too much. We are not seeing a lot of a lot of battles in the very early stages of the game. We want to see some action, guys. Let's confront each other. Let's face off. Let's take some drop calls. Let's do something funny for us today. And on Bermuda map, the very first kill took 7 minutes to happen, so we don't want that. We want action. We want blood.
We want blood. You heard it first from Carol Bombshell, former professional Free Fire player. Something about Saturdays when we get the 1 or 2 teams dominating proceedings. Carol, is it the food? Is it the feijoada on Saturdays which is happening? Because we've got a familiar pattern. 2 teams kind of dominating the early proceedings.
For sure.
Sunday is anybody's game.
Yes, for sure is the feijoada, John. So these guys, they should watch out for what they have been eating at home. So.
And if by any chance you don't know what feijoada is, it's a traditional Brazilian dish.
Very yummy.
Rice, beans, meat. Throw everything in it. Ears, tongue, feet. Carol, anything you want, just lob it all in there.
Yes, of course. The whole pig is inside of this meal.
Heavy stuff indeed, feijoada. So maybe that accounts for why these teams are dominated by 2 sides. We shall see what's going to happen very shortly in Purgatory. Red Kalunga then taking Purgatory, going out in Kalahari, back in business in Bermuda.
And the very first booyah on Purgatory map today was for Red Canids. So these guys today feel a little bit more confident. They are full of confidence. And we talk about that a couple weekends later. And when the team have confidence and they got everything they needed, they surprise us to do an amazing game. So we can expect a lot of things from Red Canids today for sure, because I'm speechless to talk about them.
I just wonder what's going through the heads of Red Kennedy. You take the first booyah, and then you go out as the first team in the second map, and then you bounce back and get another booyah again. So it's highs and lows for Red Kennedy, that's for sure.
Yes, it can happen all the time, mostly because, as we know, this is a strategy game, but also it's a lucky game. So they were a little bit out of lucky on the second match. But they should be prepared. They should be aware that anything can happen. So that's what they did. So on the next match, on the Bermuda map that helped them to take the victory, they were a little bit more cautious. They changed their drop call, because I said they used to go to peak and they used to have a lot of confrontations on peak drop call. And they probably, if they were there, they would confront metagaming, but they decided to go to shipyard. And luckily, they were all by themselves and managed to do that good rotation that take them to the victory.
A splendid isolation for Red Kalunga. Purgatory is coming up very shortly. Will it be Red Kalunga? Will it be Team Liquid? Will it be a new name on the Booyah trophy here in our 4th map, which is coming up very, very shortly on this coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League live and direct from the city of Sao Paulo.
And on the scoreboard, we see a lot of teams close from each other. So right now we see a tie between Cruzeiro and Loud team. So let's see if Loud or Cruzeiro are going to take this booyah, this match. So they are going to have a little bit of advantage in front of each other.
Kiss of death. Loud and Cruzeiro have been marked. Amazing thing about Red Kalunga is that they are still in the relegation zone after 2 booyahs. But closing ground on the teams above them. Likewise, Pain Gaming as well, so it's still fairly tight. And a good chance, of course, because Corinthians and Team 1 are not involved in the action this afternoon.
But even though Red Kalunga is still on the relegated zone, they are getting points, they are getting there, and they are playing today and tomorrow, so they get the chance, you know, to step it up and get more points and still be more alive in the game. So they are playing today, all the matches today, and all the matches tomorrows.
Maybe looking to get 2 or 3 slots above the drop zone. Drop zone, I mean relegation zone. Paint on the move.
The very first match today that was in Purgatory will start very slow and boring.
It was a bit of a yawn, if we were being honest, because it took forever to get going.
Yeah, and in the last match, the very first a kill took 7 minutes. So please, guys.
Firepower already. Encouraging signs. How long will it take our first kill? It might come quickly here. Could do. Yeah, that's great stuff.
Oh, wow.
That is encouraging because Team Liquid and Metagaming have gone. They have gone, and there you go, just rub it in a little bit from Team Liquid. Metagaming.
What's going on today, Team Liquid? They got a wipe down over Metagaming, and now they are the kill leader, so that's excellent for them. A great start in this round. So let's see if they manage to get into the late stages and get the booyah.
Poor old Metagaming then. The first team to head back to the lobby. And the pattern is Red Kalunga, Team Liquid, Red Kalunga. Is it going to be Team Liquid again? Very early days, but we've got some early action and 4 kills.
Finally, John, we got some early actions. That's what we want, you know. Just come and do your job, guys. And Red Kalunga seems to do the very same rotation from the first game. They are going down to the very first house they found. Maybe that's their strategy right now, you know, get the loot and the equipment that you need for a bit of time and just stay safe inside of a house. As we can see, we got another confrontation once again between Cruzeiro, Fluxo team, and Pain Gaming for this drop call that is Brasilia.
And some of these teams have the kind of personal confrontations as well. And Cruzeiro yet to really get going in round 5.
We also got some players replacements during this 4th round, which is Pain Gaming. We gotta say bye bye to Deco and Jerty. He's on the play right now. And Jerty, he has played the 3 seasons of Free Fire Brazilian League, so he's very experienced in this game. So, and also we say see you later to Train Bebê from Cruzeiro team and Cam Auros to help the team in INTZ as well. Moreira is out and Guerra is on.
I don't think this is in Red Kalunga's plan. They are lying low here because they've got Fluxo right in front of them and they don't want to engage if they can avoid it, but they might not have any choice here.
Yeah, well, it was a little bit of lucky on the first round because they stay by their own on their call. But right now, I don't know what is the point because they know there's 3 teams on this drop call in Brasilia. So let's see what these guys have planned.
Fluxo on the move. Drop number 4 of the day. Overhead shots. Team Liquid at the top. INTZ. They've been struggling throughout. Loud were taking a bit of fire from NITZ.
Yeah, the teams should be very cautious during their rotation because you can find a confrontation anywhere. So Loud, their drop call is on clock down if I'm not mistaken, and when they come for a rotation, they can easily face off INTZ. So they should be aware of that, and sometimes it's good to avoid their confrontation.
This one team have gone back to the lobby. Early firefight. Since then, it's gone a little bit quiet.
And once more again, all the teams are going to Brasilia. So we're going to have a big party again, John.
And maybe another surprise winner, because that's how Red Kalunga did the business in the first map. But surely these sides will have learnt what happened when your tactics go out of the window and your kill ratio is so low because you've been standing around watching and waiting. Surely it won't happen this time. But the way things are shaping up, we could be in for a slow game, and suddenly bam, 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 everybody's out, and we get a surprise winner.
Okay, so this is a trick safe zone because this is start to shrink between 2 cities, Brasilia and Golf Course, and in the middle of these 2 cities there is the river. So any player that tries to cross the river is going to go directly to the lobby. So this is getting very interesting because the players have to move around. It depends on where the safe zone is going to shrink. So let's see what these guys have managed to do today.
God, not in a great place there. They've got Team Liquid who decided to hold back. Santos aren't really on the move as well. And then across the other side of the road there's Cruzeiro and Fluxo and other sides as well. But surprisingly, Team Liquid deciding to, well, not surprisingly, the way things are going, Team Liquid just standing, watching, no one moving. Santos not even pushing because they would have to cross the river and the bridge.
I think Team Liquid did a quite good strategy right now because they already got points by killing. They got 4 points for killing, which is great for them right now. And if they hold their position inside of the safe zone, okay, that's nice. That's excellent for them because they are going to get in the late stages of the game and maybe achieve another booyah. So this is a good strategy for them.
Before on the move, about to join the party. Can't see SS Esports.
They are
somewhere out there, hidden.
They are by Loud team. Right here, right in the middle of
they are,
Brasilia.
slap bang in the middle. I can see them there.
Yep.
Loud, just spreading out a little bit. Fluxo, right in the middle of things. Red Kalunga as well, also in the middle. And again, it's gone quiet. God not moving. Santos edging towards the bridge. But Team Liquid going there before.
Yeah, most of the teams are in the same places they were in the very first matches. So maybe we're going to watch the same confrontations. We got also Santos very far from other teams. So let's see. Everything is very cautious for them right now. They are doing the strategy to keep their points on the scoreboard. So these guys don't want to mess up. So let's see.
Quiet in Purgatory.
And now it's time for the truth. Brasilia again, John. The very same safe zone from the very first match. So this is going to be a party. Everything is going to happen so fast. We can't see everything. But this is going to be very interesting because now is the time for some change. what happened in the very first match, you can change a little bit right now in the second map of Purgatory today, because this is the last chance of them to play on Purgatory today.
Well, it's going to be a mess very, very soon because we've still got 11 teams out there, 44 players. So there's going to be some head-on collisions very, very shortly. Again, nobody wants to lay down the gauntlet. SS Esports still top dogs. Loud stretched out. They've got SS Esports below them.
Yeah, we haven't seen much from Loud today, but also they are scoring great points that keep helping them to be on the top 4 in the scoreboard. So that's good for them. Even with no booyahs today yet, they still have a chance to get a booyah, but they still remain in a very good place in the scoreboard. That's good for Loudy that on the previous seasons we haven't seen much from them.
Team Liquid
taking a drive.
A road trip. Yeah, a little bit of road trip on this Saturday afternoon. Got away from Cruzeiro, though Cruzeiro may have them in their sights. As we said, you can hear those vehicles from a long, long way away, giving away your position.
That's the stage of the game where the players call for some drops to get different kinds of guns, like the grenade launcher, which is my favorite in this game.
And used to good effect. Can be a match winner, grenade launchers, but you've got to hang on to them for the right moment. On the other hand, you don't want to waste them. Loud INTZ right at the top of the map, Cruzeiro and Payne at the bottom.
I think Red Kalunga is in a very good position. They are a little bit out of trouble, but at some point I'm pretty sure they have to get inside of Brasilia because the safe zone will shrink even more and they have to get inside of it. So INTZ will, it's right behind them, so it's going to have a hard time for Red Kalunga, but also Loud is on the top of the mountain, so I don't know if SS will let them to cross over.
And God
is still on the edge.
Still right on the edge. Still will have to cross the river at some point. And that could spell trouble for God. And Loud looking right top, kind of right. INTZ also top at 12 o'clock. And the teams surely now will have to be forced into some kind of confrontation. But this map, this afternoon at least, has been very quiet. We're going to get a big bang shortly, and the bodies will fall in great numbers because there's still 44 players, still 11 teams, and it's going to get congested and bloody very shortly. Only
Metagame have gone to the lobby already, but right now we're going to watch things get a little bit more exciting.
Red Kalunga and SS Esports, I think I know where my money is here, but Red Kalunga have surprised us so far. SS Esports might be on the back foot here. Red Kalunga, though, I thought that was going to happen. They've gone in a direct firefight with SS Esports, who are now coming under some fire from Fluxo. Yeah. I thought that was going to happen because Red Kalunga have been win one, lose one, win one, lose one. That's been their record. Direct firefights is not their speciality, especially at this stage of the game. They went out so very, very quickly when they ran into SS Esports. There was only going to be one winner.
And they are actually back to the lobby with 0 points again.
It's been their story, isn't it?
Yeah, in the 11th place, you don't score any points unless you get Q points, but oh well.
But I think they'll say, okay, booyah out, booyah is not a bad record.
That's their game today. Let's surprise them with some booyahs, but also let's go back to love with 0 points.
But it's that lack of consistency.
Great strategy, Red Kalunga.
That could cost them, and they will stay in the bottom 2. Still relatively quiet, still 10 teams, 39 players. Out come the grenades. Got to make them count, though, if you want to throw the grenades. Such a waste of a valuable weapon. Loud and Payne kind of toying with each other. Loud backing off a little bit.
Yeah, if they want to get inside of the safe zone, they have to kill some teams, which is going to be a little bit of a hard time for Loud or No, because these guys are prepared for anything. But also the grenade launcher is prepared, so watch out, guys. Uh-oh.
Loud then closing in here quickly and looking to get something on the board. 0 kills for God as well. A little bit exposed here on that bridge as we switch back to Loud. Heavily involved now in the fight, and Loud have gone out. This is it. The teams are now starting to tumble, and again, you get nothing on the points, no kills, and you've been around for a while, but such a waste, really.
Yeah, such a waste, and that's due because they found themselves in a sandwich between Pain Gaming and B4, and that's the spirits you have to disturb if you want to get a kill. Like Fluxo team that already got a double kill.
Quick double kill for them. SS Esports on the not the receiving end. They've got 3 players left, but now the teams are congested. It's going to be anybody's match here. Team Liquid still out there somewhere. They've been quiet as well. Red Kalunga have gone again, and INTZ they go out. SS Esports looking strong early on. They've done it before and then fallen by the wayside as Santos come under some pressure. Fluxo is the team we're looking at. Team Liquid.
Yeah, and Fluxo team and Team Liquid right now are the only teams inside of the safe zone. But the other teams are coming for them. They're trying to steal their position and take them down.
Are we going to get a new name on the board? Team Liquid still out there at the moment at least. Fluxo with 2 kills. SS Esports. Always dangerous, likewise Cruzeiro, but down players. Santos have been quiet so far. And this is the thing, there's going to be a lot of teams who've been around here for a lot of this match who will probably go away with not that many points in the bag because they just haven't engaged. So they'll get points from their position, but they won't get points for lack of kill. Team Liquid, is it going to be there? Booyah. Are they going to share the honours again with Red Kalunga?
Yes.
7 kills and looking effective.
Ooh.
Looking very effective. Nice use of weaponry. And up to 9 kills before I've gone out the window. Team Liquid looking strong here, looking aggressive. 11 on the board for them. We're down to 5. Cruzeiro crashed out again. 5 teams, 15 players. Kill is the name of the game for Team Liquid.
What Team Liquid is playing today? Oh wow, that's a huge oh wow for them, John. Oh my god.
And a wow for Santos because they've just gone out as well. Fluxo just the 2 kills so far. Team Liquid looking like the team to beat, but it could be anybody's game here. God have gone again. Not their day so far for God. Dominated last Saturday. Not so today, Team Liquid, and now Fluxo with more kills on the board. SS Esports still in this one as well. And a bit of a kind of a triangle with 4 teams, or 3 teams, wow. Because SS Esports bit the dust as well. They're back in the lobby, and this is going to be a great afternoon. Whatever happens here for Team Liquid, because they are looking strong, but can they take it? Flux have gone. Booyah! Team Liquid get their 2nd booyah. They were looking so strong, and they were going to get some big points here because they masked up those kill points as well. So exchanging honours with Red Kalunga once again.
It seems like we are watching the weekend before where God and Santos were the only teams that got booyahs in a day. I mean, Fluxo team got the last one, but during the rounds, we could see only God and Santos doing booyahs, and today is the day for Red Canids and Team Liquid. And this booyah was amazing because Team Liquid took down a lot of teams, you know, using the grenade launchers, but also the grenades. Once more, these guys had to manage so good, at these types of guns. So, and I'm pretty sure the MVP for this round was Pale once more again. Peelzada is doing great today.
Good performance from Team Liquid because they will get A lot of kill points as well as the booyah points as well. We'll see that in a second when we look at the standings and the scores from that round number 4 of the day. So it's just Red Kalunga, Team Liquid, Red Kalunga, Team Liquid, and taking it turns to take booyahs, taking it turns to go out early.
But also I was very excited to watch Fluxo team. They were this close to get this booyah. So, but they are also very close to get a booyah. So let's see if today they manage to get a booyah, you know. But anyone can get a booyah. Also, Esports managed to end up in the 30th place today in this final match, but Team Liquid took the victory and with 29 points, John. This is a lot. And like I said, the MVP for this round is Peusada with 5 kills on his baggage. Oh my god. In the very first place with almost 30 points, it's a lot. It's a lot. These guys, they got a lot of points of kill. I mean, I'm pretty sure. And the SS Sports for sure is remaining on the top victory in the scoreboard because they score once more 17 points, which is good for them. No booyah so far, but also great points for them to keep holding their very first place. And followed by in the 3rd place for Fluxo team that played very beautifully. And on the top 4 we can see right now God with 8 points, so that's very good as well for God.
Big team haul for Team Liquid, 29 points. I think that's the top points for today. So the kills mounting up as well as the points for the booyah. So that's the way to do it, really. As you said, SSE Sports saying getting a decent haul without a booyah, and that will keep them top of the table. So they're doing all right, SSE Sports, getting points, getting into the last 3 or 4 usually, and being consistent.
Yeah, I am very excited to see how many kills they did, Team Liquid did on this match, because, I mean, 29 points is a lot. It is a lot of points. And Peu, who was the MVP from this last match, he has broken the record of kills in one single round. So I'm pretty sure he did once more again. So let's see, because this was a hell of a booyah. Not very good for Red Kalunga. They score one single point for killing. That's good. I mean, good, not that good. But Meta Gaming once more, it's with 0 points. Not good for them. Probably they are heading to the relegated zone, so it's very bad.
I'll see the table in just a second, but we predict that SSE Sports will be top. And Red Kalunga will be one of the sides in the relegation zone, but still 2 more drops to come. We've had Purgatory with Red Kalunga, Kalahari Team Liquid, Bermuda Red Kalunga, Purgatory Team Liquid. Kalahari's coming up. Surely time for Red Kalunga to bounce back yet again.
Maybe. I don't want it to be the case of that for Red Kalunga, because these guys, even though sometimes they mess up, today it's a good day for them. They already got 2 booyahs. Maybe the next round another booyah, John, because that's their game today. 1 booyah, 1 down, you know, like you said, ups and downs today, but that's okay. Anything can happen. They still got a lot of rounds to play. And let's wait and see who is the next booyah, who is the next team to get the booyah in the next round, who is in Kalahari map.
Still waiting to see the confirmation of the table, but we will be heading to Kalahari very, very shortly for drop number 5 from the Brazilian Free Fire League. But it's been a game again, it's been a day again when 2 teams have dominated the booyahs and then dominated the lobby.
A little bit of, you know, I'm a little bit sad today because I was waiting. I was coming here today expecting a lot of things from Group A and Group C, because these 2 groups, they are more aggressive. Group B, you know, remain very calm, but Group A and Group C, these guys come for action. And today they seem very cautious. They are holding back too much. I don't know what's going on. Maybe all of them change their strategy, not only Red Canids, but right now it is the time for you to, you know, get a good place, get a good position on the scoreboard, because right now the points, the amount of points that you have right now counts a lot until the end of the competition.
And match day 5 and 6 coming to run. Let's look at the table. SS Esports then. No surprise to see them still top of the table. Red Kalunga back bottom. Cruzeiro still amongst the points. No change for them. Fluxo have gone up. God, not their day so far in this round 5 of the Brazilian Free Fire League.
Yeah, and the Buyas have been helping a lot in Liquid. That is only 6 points behind of INTZ, which is very good. And I'm pretty sure, even though they don't get a Buya in the next round, if they don't go very early to the lobby, they can pass over INTZ and be maybe on the next the other side of the board. But also big congratulations to SS Sports that's managed so far to be on the top with a very huge difference between the other teams.
SS Esports and the leading lights, they threw down the gauntlet with some record-breaking stuff on the Thursday. They were kind of quiet last weekend, but still the team to catch right now. Yet to get a booyah. We'll be back shortly, but before then, a quick break.
Stay tuned. Cruzeiro is in a little bit of trouble right now because of the unsafe zone and the other teams there.
2 teams, FURIA and Fluxo, baying for blood. And Cruzeiro, another side who we kind of fancied, and he might be crashing. And that's great use, and they've gone. Great use of the weaponry.
With grenades.
Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Kalahari coming up very shortly as we go into map number 5 of the afternoon, our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League. The pattern is Red Kalunga, Team Liquid, Red Kalunga, Team Liquid, and those sides taking the booyahs, also going out after taking a booyah, then crashing back to the lobby almost immediately, just to relax. Maybe the pressure, maybe the stress got too much for them, but that is the way things have gone. Red Kalunga, Team Liquid, Red Kalunga, Team Liquid. So, in theory, Carol, it's Red Kalunga in this Kalahari map.
It is the chance for Red Canids to do something right now in the next round, you know, like you said, in theory. But we know that's not how things goes, how the things happen right here in this game, because Free Fire Brazilian League is a lot of surprise for us. Even for us, they're here like you guys at home. We are here very surprised at what the players are doing. Like Team Liquid. Team Liquid, they got 39 kill points. I mean, that's a lot in one single day. 39 kill points, that's huge. So in 12 rounds from the past weekends, they got only 25 kill points in the whole thing, you know, in the 12 rounds. But today they got 70 points, 72 points and 39 kill points. That's, I mean, only four matches. I mean, I'm speechless. I cannot say anything. But in the other hand, Meta in 3 rounds, they didn't get any kills and any points for position. So this is very bad for them, and I can see them in the relegated zone as soon as possible.
Struggling indeed. Red Kalunga, such a bizarre day for them. Still in the relegation zone despite having 2 booyahs. May climb out before the end of the day. We've got 2 maps to come, Kalahari and Bermuda. Red Kalunga took Purgatory, and Bermuda, Team Liquid, Kalahari and Purgatory. So the way things are going, it's going to be one of those. On Saturday last week we had Santos and God dominating the procedures until the very last map when Vivo Keyd came in to take the 6th game.
It's going to be a little bit of surprise if another team take the booyah right now. But, you know, lots of expectations on Red Canids, because in theory it is their time to do something to get this booyah this next time. But also, any other team can do it. You know, Fluxo team, Esports, they're coming heavy. They are holding their position on the top victory in the table. So maybe if they get a booyah right now, this is going to be huge for them, because they are going to get a great advantage ahead of the other teams. So this is good for Esports team. But also Team Liquid, they are managed to get a lot of you know, points here, some other points there, and this is good for them, because that's the way you keep going up on the table on the scoreboard.
SS Esports certainly the team to catch, and as Carol said, doing enough so far. Decent showings without taking a booyah, but a booyah would be a huge bonus for them. But they're amongst the points, and it's a decent points haul for them as well. They are the runaway leaders right as things stand. We're going to be heading to Kalahari shortly. Kalahari and Bermuda, but 2 maps left here this afternoon. But will somebody break this run of Red Kalunga and Team Liquid? Can somebody step in to take a booyah, a different team that is? We're going to find out shortly when we fly over to the deserts of Kalahari. And here we go. All set, buckled up, ready to go. Kalahari, where does it rank in your list of favourites? We know Bermuda is at the bottom of your list. Carol Bombshell, former professional player. So Kalahari, number 1 or number 2?
No, I mean, the first one is Purgatory, the second one is Bermuda, because Kalahari is the newest one. I mean, I haven't get used to that much. I don't think I ever play any championship in this map, so this would be very bad for me, because if I ever play a championship in this map, I would be so lost. But we got a lot of replacements for this next round. We got a lot of changes on Red Canids, Santos, Pen Game God, Esports, Cruzeiro, in Loud Team. A lot of people coming, getting out and coming in. So Red Canids once more change their players. They haven't changed in the very fourth rounds, but right now they decided to change. And also Santos, Pen Game, God, and Esports, Cruzeiro, and Loud, like I said. So the teams are start to change a little bit of their strategy. But this is the fifth round of today, and we only got 2 more. So let's see if that's really a great strategy for them. And right now, Fluxo team is already having a hard time because INTZ it's punishing them.
And that's encouraging, as it was when we were here the last time. We got a first kill very early on. Kalahari's been the kind of the busier of the maps so far.
And something very interesting, like I said, there's lots of replacements, players being replaced right now. This is the very first time Santos changed their squad. They replaced. This is the very first time the whole matches from last weekend and this weekend they haven't kept the same squad, the same names, but maybe isn't working for them. Today we haven't seen much of them, and that's why they decided to change a little bit.
Maybe some fatigue, because Santos and God, who dominated proceedings on Saturday last week, not really getting into stuff here, not really imposing themselves. And again, similar strategy, Santos going top when they can, but making themselves targets, of course. Who will take Booyah number 5?
Well,
who's going to go out early as well? That's the question. Would it be, on recent form, it's going to be Team Liquid
I keep
to go out early.
Right. I keep being the kissing of that, but I'm going to wait at this particular gameplay right now from Santos, and then I will say something.
Well, Santos in their pyjamas, as well as the vehicles. 2 kills. 3 players have gone. Fluxo!
0 points for Fluxo right
now. One of the teams that you kind of have gone for today, I'm afraid to say, crashing out. So it's not Team Liquid or Red Kalunga.
You know, I'm gonna bet right now on Santos to win this match because they already got 2 booyahs in 5 rounds in Kalahari. So great things can happen today for Santos.
Team Liquid, Meta. Meta, not a great position. Not quite sure what Loud, Cowan 7 is doing. Running away from the firefight as the grenades come out. Because Meta are in trouble here. Maybe going for some kind of high ground. Different angles, always useful. As that Meta, down to 3. Lobbing those grenades, need to make them work though, and they don't. Lost 21 on the move. Found the sound of gunfire as Santos move on to 4 kills.
This is good for metagaming right now to score points by killing, because in the last 3 rounds they haven't scored any points. 0 points for killing and 0 points for position. So right now it's good for them to score a little bit of points. That will help them on the scoreboard, but not too much, unless they get a booyah.
Santos with the early running. Loud trying to get into a better place to respond to this pressing game from Santos.
I feel like Loud, it's working on the weekends, because the very first weekend we couldn't see a lot of Loud, but last weekend Loud surprised us a lot and then end up to be in the 3rd place. I mean, right now they aren't anymore because the scoreboard change every weekend, but also today they haven't been seen so very much. So let's see if maybe next weekend this is going to help them.
allowed on the back foot. They've got other teams around them, as well as being pursued by Santos. As ever, Santos have gone high. And Cruzeiro, first look at them.
Very first time we see Cruzeiro with a full squad in this map.
Early days, of course, for Cruzeiro. And they are exposed here. That's good stuff from Santos, which is why they use the height. And Santos moving on to 5 kills because Cruzeiro got caught out in the open. Santos using the height to good effect.
And that's why you should always be on the height.
Can work against you if you get too many teams coming at you at the same time.
True, that's true. But also you have a better view over the other teams. You know, like Santos just did with Cruzeiro and easily got a headshot and sent a player back to the lobby. So
players were on the move and players were exposed. Santos took full effect, full advantage.
And Liquid remain with the full squad with already 2 points by kill. So this is good for them. Maybe they are going to hold a little bit their position to get the Booyah in the final stage. But also we haven't seen yet Red Kalunga. But maybe they are doing the exactly same strategy like God, being on the edges, you know, waiting for the late stage to get an approach in a great space in the final stage.
Just saw a flash of Red Kalunga just seconds ago. Yet to engage anybody though. INTZ, not the greatest of days for them as well.
Yes, for sure. And Team Liquid is that close to pass them over on the scoreboard, which is very bad for them because INTZ, they were doing a very good game. From the past seasons, they weren't doing a very good. I remember actually the last season they went to the Access group. They were about to go to the Serie B, which is very bad for a team that is so present in the Serie A. But things like that can happen every day. We keep getting more teams that play very good, like Metagame and Team 1. They came all the way from Serie B, so teams that are already in the Serie A should watch out for that and avoid.
Santos applying the pressure on Cruzeiro. Cruzeiro could be heading back to the lobby before too long, especially if somebody comes up from behind. Santos trying to flank as well. Cruzeiro not in a very good position here, and the Greys go down, but Cruzeiro got away with that one. Bouncing grenade went the wrong way. And a waste of grenade, but Cruzeiro in trouble. Cruzeiro could be heading back to the lobby here very shortly. Lobato for X and Cruzeiro go. That's no surprise. No surprise there. They got caught out in the open and Santos persisted.
Yeah, they kind of already know about that. They haven't much what to do. But, you know, sometimes that's things like that happen, and you have your hands, you know, full, and you don't have anything to do besides accept the fact you're already lost. And Santos already with 7 kills. Wow, that's good.
Juan was the kill master.
Yeah, and they were the only team that got double booyahs on Kalahari map. So if they hold their best position in there, they are going to get another booyah here today, in the very first time here, because we only got booyahs from Team Liquid and Red Canids.
Santos then looking down on Team Liquid and INTZ. And everyone keeping their heads down. Again, Red Kalunga, they've been quiet. God, again, nothing from them. SS Esports also nothing from them. It's a familiar kind of pattern, familiar tactics.
Yeah, so this is the time of the game where the players start to call for drops to get different kinds of guns. But different from the other matches, we don't see a lot of players inside of the safe zone. Like in the previous match on the Purgatory map, all the players were inside of the safe zone in Brasilia, in the Brasilia call. But right now we only got B4 in the best position. And Red Canids inside of the safe zone is still on the edge, but maybe this is going to be good for them because they're going to hold the position to the late stages of the game and conquer a booyah.
SSC Sports were lurking. Pain. Nothing on the board. 4 players at the moment. That might change though. They just ran into traffic here.
Oh wow.
Ambushes galore on this map. Just run into trouble. And God also coming under a bit of hammer. God has not performed. Need to fight back. Pain Gaming have gone out. And God responding as we switch to Santos. Still the team looking the most likely at the moment.
And Santos is coming to take down INTZ.
Grenades. A bit too slow on that occasion.
But it's still a great strategy because the other play took off. I mean, the point is to kill the player, but... And Team Liquid is coming to join the party. Maybe it's going to disturb a little bit of Santos' game.
Trying to get behind... it looked like they go for Santos, then decided to switch direction. INTZ down to 3 players. And the 5 fights here are coming. Because these 3 sides then squash together. Who's going to walk away? Who's going to be walking to the lobby? Santos 5 kills. Santos.
Team Liquid with 5 kills.
Santos down to 3. Santos running into a bit of trouble here. Some resistance for INTZ. And Meta from a distance piling on the pain. And trying to get kills here. Team Liquid have gone out. As we kind of expected with the way things are going. INTZ also biting a dust. So Team Liquid, Booyah winners out. Red Kalunga still out there, still lurking.
That's not a surprise for us, guys. We already know there was not the time for Team Liquid take the booyah in this round. It is for Red Kalunga. So are they going to get this booyah? That's the question.
This is going to be if they can take it. There's a lot of ifs. This is turning out to be one of the weirdest days in the Brazilian Free Fire League. And Red Kalunga now deciding to move forward. And they've lost a player. Which when they took the booyahs, I think they were pretty much at full strength until right at the final moments. And now Red Kalunga getting some hammer here. The plan to move forward. Does God have gone? Really isn't their day at all for God.
No, really.
So strong last week, so poor this time round.
I have said before that Kawelok got the highest points by killing on this Kalahari map, and he got his full team alive. Is that the time for them to get the booyah? So let's see. But also, Esports got the full squad alive. Grenade launcher, I love this gun.
It has been one of those tournaments where, as metagaming have gone as well, it's been one of those tournaments where nobody's really been able to dominate. They've had good days. Santos have gone.
That's what a hell of a kill.
Santos were looking so strong as Red Kalunga now needing the ice walls to come up because they're taking some fire from both before and Esports. So maybe this is not going to be Red Kalunga's booyah on this occasion unless they get a great slice of luck. They've been fortunate.
Esports is the closest one in the safe zone.
And Esports though had another side to their right-hand flank as they were raining pain on Red Kalunga. It was before, and those two have gone head-to-head. Maybe a let-off then for Red Kalunga because these two teams have gone head-to-head and before have gone out. And booyah! So very quick. Esports, they've had a good tournament so far, and they take their first booyah of the afternoon.
We were waiting for that since in last weekend. So, but right now, SS Sports brought us the Booyah, the finally Booyah. We were waiting for this Booyah, guys, for a long, very long time. But that was a great game, very slow. They got at least 5 kills. This was very good for SS Sport that managed to do 3 Booyahs in a row. They broke a lot of records in the very first week of Free Fire Brazil League. So maybe right now with this Booyah in this third week, we help them to have, you know, more confidence again and do great things for us to watch.
They've got the Booyah, the kill haul relatively low. I think you said 5, maybe 6 players went. So the points that they're going to pick up pretty much in keeping from what they've got so far on this Saturday in round 5. So not a massive haul of points, but they're doing the business. They are top dogs. They are the team to catch. So another decent performance from SS Sports, doing enough to keep them top of the table.
Yes, of course. So this was good for SS Sports. But even though they got the Booyah, Santos managed to get more points than them. So that's happened because of the kill points, and Santos got a lot of kill points. I remember until the late stage they were with about 7 points by killing, right? So they end up getting the very first place in the last match with 18 points, followed by SS Sports. They got the Booyah, but only with 17 points. And surprisingly, the MVP for this match is a player from B14. With 4 kill points. It is R7. And B4, finally we can see B4 a little bit here on the top 3 with 15 points. And Red Kalunga with more 9 points, which is okay for them. I mean, they need another Booyah. They need a lot of Booyahs, John, but still 9 points, it's good for them. We also see here on the top 10 God that we haven't seen a lot here today, but they got 7 points, which is okay, and Metagaming 18 points, so that's good. But all the highlights for sure goes for Santos that didn't get the Booyah but got the very first place in this last match.
Finally, a different name to call out for the Booyah. After Red Kalunga and Team Liquid dominated, SS Sports, the league leaders, getting their first Booyah of the afternoon. It's not been... Santos, a decent showing for them. Got a lot of points because of those early kills, but God, again, falling by the wayside, and it was tough for Cruzeiro and Fluxo. Fluxo been disappointing in this round of games so far. There's one more to come.
And even though we are so used to see a lot of aggressive stuffs going on here today, the match seems to be very more cautious and slowly, but that's okay. So SS managed to do a great Booyah, you know, with less of 2 teams alive, but still, that was a great Booyah, and we were expecting for that suicide, so congratulations.
One more map to come. We'll look at the league standings in just a second, see if Red Kalunga have climbed out of the relegations. Then we know pretty much certain that SS Sports are still the team to catch at their first Booyah of the day in map number 5. One more to come. We're going to head to everybody's favourite Bermuda very, very shortly. It's been a slow day, hasn't it, Carol, on the whole?
Yes, a lot of yawning, but it's okay. That's okay, because these guys, even though they didn't play very aggressive today, they come to do what they are here for, you know, kill, get points, get advantage in the scoreboards, and that's what happened with SS Sports. It's the very first Booyah of them today, but they managed to be at least on the top 5 during all the match today, so that helped them to get great difference between the other teams in the scoreboard. So right now I'm pretty sure with this Booyah and this points by killing and positions will help them to be more far away from the other teams, so this is great for them.
Consistency has been key for SS Sports.
Sure.
Well, Red Kalunga and Team Liquid have been consistent, but for the wrong reasons. Booyah out in the first two teams, Booyah out in the first two teams. That's been their track record. We've got Bermuda coming up, our final map of the day. As we look at the standings then, Santos starting to make a bit of an impression here, moving into second place.
That's a big surprise for me because I wasn't expect that Santos would go directly to the second place. But I mean, they didn't get the Booyah, but they got more points than SS Sports. They got the Booyah, so they are a lot of points behind of SS Sports. But still, if they manage to get Booyahs in a row, you know, or even though no Booyahs, but kill points, that will help them a lot. And even though Team Liquid and Red Kalunga haven't get any big points today, I feel like they wake up for the game. They woke up for the game, so they feel more aware from the things that it's going on. But also we can see here Loud and Cruzeiro being very consistent in their game, but that's need to be a little bit over and help them to step it up.
Well, SS Esports then creating a bit of a gap at the top of the table. Vivo Keyd and FURIA not in action, but that's a big gap for those sides to try to make up when they're in action tomorrow. SS Esports then the team to beat by a long way, 250 points on the board. They had a fabulous opening day. We're going to get a break and then we'll be back with our Bermuda map. Fluxo, they managed to get 3 kills on the board, holding out. Well, they've got a decent position, but how long can they survive? But they are giving Cruzeiro some hammer, Fluxo, and this is surprising really because Corinthians have not taken advantage. Corinthians are now waiting. Cruzeiro got out!
Wow!
That's great stuff from Fluxo, and now Corinthians will engage. They were watching and waiting, and they will come for the kill. Fluxo are going to be in trouble here. Corinthians looking strong. They time this run to perfection. And Booyah! Fluxo!
Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Bermuda coming up, our sixth and final map of the afternoon. We've had some interesting stuff from the likes of Red Kalunga and Team Liquid, but finally leaders SS Esports have shown that they mean business by taking Booyah, number 5 of the day. But we have our final map coming up. Bermuda is on the cards very, very shortly, the map which everybody knows. Quiet, Carol, the last time we were at Bermuda, which is a bit surprising really, considering the teams do know this map very well.
Especially Fluxo team. I mean, they were the only team that got a double Booyah in Bermuda map. But also, we can wait great things from the other teams, especially SS Sports that finally got one more Booyah in this season. We were waiting for that, guys. And SS Sports, with 11 rounds so far, they were always in the top 3. Always in the top 3. They are actually the leader of Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4 of the top 3, because even though they don't get Booyahs, they always manage to be in the top 3. But also it got a replacement right now in the metagame team, and it is the very first time they changed their team. So right now we say a little bit see you later to Kawe, and Paranhos come to help metagame in the last match. So this is the very first time they changed the players, you know. But let's talk about the broken records we haven't had so far, and we know that Juan broke the killing points record from last weekend in one single round with 19 kills. But Peusada, he's right now with 16 points by kill, and MVR with 15. So they are about, you know, to change their game. Maybe, we don't know, we're going to see. But here it is, the scheme of the rounds of today. So in the very first round we got the Booyah from Red Kalunga, in the second one Team Liquid, followed by in the third one in Bermuda Red Kalunga again. In the fourth round we got Team Liquid, and in the fifth round SS Sport that surprised us. But the question is, John, who is going to get the Booyah in the 6th round of today?
We shall find out very, very shortly as we get set to take off to Bermuda. That's SS Esports disturbing the kind of pattern set by Red Kalunga Team Liquid early on this Saturday in round 5 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. Final map coming up. Carol, you've kind of tipped Fluxo throughout. Do you feel confident that perhaps they will do the business this time round, or is it going to be SS Esports once again?
For sure. I mean, because of they had done double Booyah in the Bermuda map, they are now the guys that have more knowledge in this map. But that's just, you know, something funny to say, because all the players have they loved most the Bermuda map, so anything can happen in this map. So I wouldn't put my hopes too high on Fluxo team, especially because, you know, John, you already know that I'm the kissing of death. So I don't want wish bad luck to Fluxo team. Even though I'm pretty much sure today we are still we can keep waiting Booyah from them, because SS already surprised us with a Booyah in the last match. So let's see, anything can happen in this last match.
Anything can happen. This is Brazilian Free Fire League. SS Esports, maybe not so much of a surprise, because they've been lurking, as you said. They've done so well in all the matches they've been in. They rarely go out early. They're always amongst the points, and the lead at the top of the table is already, even after 5 rounds, is substantial lead for them. And they're looking strong, they're looking good, they are looking like the side which everybody has to stop.
Like I said, they are always in the top 3. I don't know how they always manage to be in the top 3. Of course, they had end up in the last place in a couple of rounds, but most of the time they are in the top 3. If not the victory, the top 3. That's the rule for them.
Away we go then. Bermuda, our final port of call in round 5 of the Brazilian Free Fire League.
Wow, and there is a great difference in the scoreboard right now, John. The very first place, SS Sports with 250 points. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot for Santos to achieve. But also, if they get a Buia, they get a little bit close of them.
Now, is it time for the likes of Santos and maybe even Loud and perhaps Cruzeiro to start having a go at SS Esports, to single SS Esports out and take them out of these games early on? Is it time, Caro, for one of those sides, maybe two of those sides, to decide, right, this is what we have to do? Otherwise, SS Esports are going to run away with this league portion of the competition.
For sure, this should be a great time for one of these teams, especially Santos. There it is, points behind of SS Sports. It is a great chance for Santos to take down SS Sports. So one of the strategies should be go to their drop call and take them down in the early stages of the game, because we know the last two places in the scoreboard, they don't get any points. So if Santos, Cruzeiro, or Loud take them down on the early stages of the game, that could help both sides. I mean, not help a lot for SS Sports, but also will help Loud, Cruzeiro, and Santos to get points in advantage of SS Sports. So that will help them to get even closer of them in the scoreboard. So they should consider that. But Loud team keep confusing me, because that's their drop call since the very beginning of Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4, but also from the previous one. But sometimes I see them dropping call on the graveyard, bullseye. So this is a little bit of interesting, because Red Kalunga, they drop in the shipyard in the last Bermuda map. But right now they didn't want to confront SS Sports because they need to get more points by placement.
Well, SS Esports runaway leaders at the moment. But in the end, Carol, how much good will it do them? Because in typical Brazilian fashion, we have the league portion of this tournament, then followed by a kind of, a playoff section at the end. First place only gets 12 points, second place 9 points, third 8, fourth place 7. So even if you finish in fourth or fifth with 6 points, you're still within touching distance of whoever finishes, and they could have like 1,000 points more than the other teams. Won't do them any good, because we're going to have a playoff section at the end.
Yeah, I know, but in the last round, we saw that SS Sports got the victory. They got the Buia, but Santos managed to do more points than they did. So sometimes, if you focus yourself not only in the placement but also in killing, you can get more points than the team that got the Buia. So that's a great advantage for you, because you're going to get even more points to get approach and to get closer the top victory. So that's why I would say it would be a great strategy for Santos, Loud, or Cruzeiro, the teams that are closer than SS Sports, to take them down by going on their drop call. So take them down in the early stages of the game would be essential, but these guys, they don't care about that. They just want to get the loot, equipment, and remain alive until the late stages of the game to get the Buia.
And God, well out of the action as usual. Has not worked for them though today. SS Esports also on the periphery of the map, almost to the 3 o'clock position. A familiar looking position for those two sides. It's worked for SS Esports, hasn't worked for God. Interesting, Carol, how those similar kind of tactics just haven't paid off for God this afternoon.
Yeah, and that's why Red Canids said they changed their strategy, because the last strategies in the last matches wasn't working for them, and they decided to change it, and that helped them a lot today, because they already got 2 Buyas in a day. So that's good for them. Maybe God should consider that, and the next weekend when they play, They should, change that a little bit and consider to change the strategy and adopt a new tactics. In meta game, they decided to come today in pajamas, in their PJs.
A pajama party then for Meta. Will it do them any good? Can't be hanging around the lobby in your pajamas. And players exposed. Again, the advantage of height. Especially the sneaky teams watching and waiting. Santos slap bang in the middle of things.
They are right in the middle. But I remember one Buia de Santos got in the Bermuda map. They were in the middle of everything as well, and they took down all the teams around them. So this is a dangerous but a quite good strategy because they can score points by killing and also get a booyah.
And Cruzeiro, rather, one of the teams who impressed us early on in the tournament. They've kind of faded just a little bit. Hasn't been their day, hasn't been God's day. Santos shown signs of life. And Cruzeiro now seeing bodies, seeing targets. Got to be careful though. It's an art to get those, because you can see the firepower coming up from before. To make that jump and fire is a tricky art, because you've got a second or so, maybe less, to pull the trigger and wait.
It is very dangerous actually what Cebolinha is doing from Cruzeiro team, because as we can see he got no helmet, so if he can get a headshot he can easily be taken down. So this is not very good. He will be wasting a lot of med kit and time of their players to help him. But anyway, these guys they only care for kill.
Helmet, he doesn't have a helmet by choice, or he just hasn't found one in the loot?
Not bad. No, actually he hasn't found on the loot, probably because all of the other team players got. Sometimes you can not get enough loot for the whole squad.
INTZ
Wow.
laying down the law here on Loud. In the graveyard, your favourite haunt.
Yes, for sure, because it is full of loot in graveyard, and you can get full of loot for your whole squad.
You get full of holes as well if you're not careful. Alright, Kalunga.
There's only one player of Red Kalunga in the middle of a battle of INTZ and Loud.
How on earth did he appear there? We've still got all 12 sides, all 48 players. So far, at least. Cautious day in round 5. And we got our first blood. Loud on the score sheet.
And they are once more facing off the inside of the unsafe zone, which is very bad. Personally, I don't like that because it wastes a lot of med kit and time. But I don't think any of these guys are going to let one of them to pass. So that's what they should do right now. It's quite wipe.
INTZ very spaced out as well. Both his teams a bit stretched, in fact.
Yeah, INTZ right now it is in disadvantage, and if they go back to the lobby, they are not scoring any points in this last round.
A double kill, quick kill. One of the things to always bear in mind is that to keep moving and don't stand up, especially when you're adding bandages and repair kits as well.
Mm-hmm.
Get low, do the business. You see a lot of players on the floor. And wow, flying players here in Bermuda. As we focus on the graveyard still, Loud with 2 kills. Still all 12 sides there.
At least he took off. Now he can hold a position. I don't know. It's going to be hard because he's the last one alive of his team, but still. Yes, there is two of them alive, but they are now separate, so it's going to be a hard time for them to stay alive into the late stages.
SSE Sports, winners of the last Booyah, have done well in match week 5, or rather round 5, amongst the points, and took the last Booyah. And Fluxo may be beating a bit of a retreat. SSE Sports, one of those sides who don't like to engage too early on, but still gets a very high ratio of kills, and also managed to get a good positioning in the rankings. So getting everything right, SSE Sports, they set this tournament on fire in the opening rounds.
This tournament is on fire.
A burst of song from a former professional Free Fire player, not professional singer, I hasten to add.
I would believe more well by playing than singing. Anyways, we got right now a sandwich for Red Kalunga, because we got Loud on one side and in the other side the Team Liquid that I'm pretty sure I already have spotted them. Oh well. That's the chance. This is the last chance for them to get another Booyah today. So let's see, Red Canids, if you guys can do it.
Can they get points on the board, though? That is the crucial thing for a Red Kalunga. Still, everybody out there, when it comes to teams, 2 players have gone. Red Kalunga in a bit of a dodgy position.
And Peusada have the chance to break another record today if he can get at least more 3 or 4 kills. He can break the record of the 19 kill points. So let's see, Peusada, if you can do it today. It is the last chance, because it is the last match of today.
Team Liquid searching for opportunities, but Loud are also there. So that might help Red Kalunga as well. Team Liquid. Mobile.
And before is coming to join the party in the other side of Clocktown.
Red Liquid were in an exposed position, but it looks like the teams have decided to move, and as you said before, is there. Santos closing in as well. Red Kalunga down in a slightly better position because Loud have moved towards Team Liquid, and Team Liquid could come in for a bit of fire here. On the move, on the way to a different location, but halfway house for them. Loud now involved, 3 kills on the board. Only side to have kills in this Bermuda map, this final map of the afternoon.
I'm confused. They are playing against Team Liquid as well, because Team Liquid is in the battle. Okay.
Cruzeiro. Are they heading for an early lobby call again? Down to 3 Cruzeiro. We've seen how good they can be with just 3 players. But this is looking dangerous. Pain Gaming go.
In a new kill leader. And things happen so fast in this game that we can keep a track. And once more we see Fluxo team in a fight inside of the school. People like to say school. And
going for glory against Santos. Santos did well with the points haul in recent games, but under pressure here. 4 kills for Fluxo now. Meaning business. Japa.
Fluxo team already got 5 kill points, so this is very good for them. If they hold their position to the late stage, they can get a Booyah and lots of points. But
could be in trouble. As soon as you say that, they lose a player. unexpected popping up Santos player it was. Still 5 kills, but down to 3. Could lose, and Santos, though, go out very quickly. Fluxo responding. INTZ keeping their heads down. Cruzeiro with 4 kills, but down to 3 at the moment. 4 kills now.
And you see, Red Canids, they keep being very quiet. And they were watching a lot of battles around them, but they keep being very quiet.
The system, it kind of pays in some respects if you don't do anything. You get in points for not doing anything. Keeping out the way, I suppose, is an art in itself. But if you manage to keep out of the way and you finish further up the table when it comes to surviving, you can kind of get points for being passive.
And also, God Sports decided to change their strategy. God team decided to change the strategy, and they are right inside of the safe zone. I mean, trying to.
Hasn't been God's day so far as Loud start to pick up points. And INTZ, they've gone. Teams now falling by the wayside very quickly. Down to 8 teams. 7 teams make it. Loud has got to have gone again, not their day. Fluxo also joined them. SS Esports, that's an early shower for SS Esports, the leaders. They'll stay top though, whatever happens, but we've hardly mentioned them. And Red Kalunga. Red Kalunga now 4 players, only 2 kills, still in with 5 teams remaining. Are they going to take it again? Are they going to get a third booyah? Looking strong, but down to 3. Double kills, and Cruzeiro have gone. We're down to 4 teams. Red Kalunga is one of them. Before Loud, Team Liquid and Red Kalunga. Which one of these sides will take the final booyah? If Red Kalunga go out, we will have a new name.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, there is only Loud got the full squad.
We have seen Loud before. They've crashed out in this kind of positions.
Oh no, before I also got the full squad, and Team Liquid only got 1 player alive.
And Red Kalunga a bit of trouble here. Can they bounce back? And Team Liquid go out. Team Liquid have gone. Down to 3.
Oh my heavens.
Who's going to take this one? Red Kalunga have gone, though. It won't be a third booyah for them. We're down to 2 sides before pressing forward. And Loud, both these teams with plenty of ammunition, plenty of players. Before, though, with a full squad as it stands. Let's change that. Loud on to 3. Who's going to take this one? Loud against before, and we've got a new booyah! Very, very quickly at the end. Loud seeing off before to take the final booyah of the afternoon.
That was also unexpected. These teams like to surprise us, right, John? So we got booyahs from Red Kalunga today, Team Liquid, SS Sports, and Loud. And this last booyah for Loud and Loud Baggage helped them a lot to score more points, to get more closer. And I'm pretty sure with these points by booyahs and, 8 kills, I'm pretty sure they got more over B14. But that was great for them, and right now they probably pass over Cruzeiro Sports.
Okay, number 6, and we've had 2 different winners then from the kind of pattern set by Red Kalunga and Team Liquid. SS Esports, who went out relatively early for them. I think the earliest time they've gone out in the entire day. They crashed out early on, and Loud. A surprise winner, perhaps, to take the final booyah of the afternoon. How many points so have they got in the bag? They look like they had a good, decent kill ratio, so they should be amongst a decent points haul.
Yes, John, it's all about placement. So Loud got the best position in the late stages of the game, and they managed to get the booyah, so that was very good for them. And also, we could see a lot of highlights from other teams, but for this very first time, we got Loud ahead of the other teams with 24 points in the very first place, followed by B4 with 14 points. Red Kalunga, they got more 12 points. That's really good for them. But I'm pretty sure Loud right now it's going to be on the maybe the 40th place, the 30th place. I don't know. We're going to check that very shortly in the table.
Good showing from Lan. A decent point total for them with 24. Red Kalunga, as you said, okay before with 14. But Red Kalunga, was it enough though to take them out of the bottom two? Cruzeiro, decent for them. Fluxo, likewise, and Team Liquid, no sign of SS Esports. I think for the first time this afternoon, not in that top 6.
And Team Liquid got 90 points. Let's see if that was enough for them to go ahead of INTZ. They only got 3 points in this round, and they were a very short difference between Team Liquid and INTZ. SS Sports, unfortunately, end up in being the 7th place in this round with only 5 points. But the MVP of this round is nothing more, nothing less than Kronos from SS Sports with 4 kills. That it is great. Loud Sports.
Well, 6 matches then, 6 drops. Red Liquid team, Red Kalunga, Team Liquid, dominating, booyahs. But then SS Esports and Loud taking the final 2 of the afternoon. We'll look at the table. Got a feeling that still SS Esports, despite only 5 points from the last game, are still the team to beat. Maybe 255, something like that, as I recall, top of my head. Certainly a long way in front of the competition below them, but it's a good day on the whole for the league leaders. Not so on this occasion, and Loud coming in to take the final booyah of the afternoon.
Yes, they were very loud in this end of the game.
Loud and proud.
Loud and proud, that's for sure, John. And I'm pretty sure, I'm very curious to see the table right now because I want to see a Loud position because they were behind of Cruzeiro Sports and probably right now they are a little bit ahead of Cruzeiro. But also I'm very curious to see if they are in the 4th on the 30th place because these games keeping getting us so crazy. Everything changed. On the previous match, Santos was in the 5th place. Right now, he's in the team is already in the 2nd place. So everything happened so fast, and it is very good. It's a great spirit for us as well.
That's Brazilian Free Fire for you. Quickly change. Although we did have some quite slow games here in match week or round 5. Confirmation then of the booyahs, that familiar pattern set early on by Red Kalunga and Team Liquid, disrupted by SS Esports, and then Loud coming in right at the very end. SS Esports so will remain the top side with that big gap separating them and the rest of the chasing pack.
Yes, that was great for Red Kalunga. Today was a big day for them. They got them. We started the day watching a video where one of the players of Red Kalunga told us that was going to have a lot of difference. But here we can see some highlights of the day. And for sure, we can see a lot of Team Liquid here today. And we got more points for Team Liquids and more kill points for Team Liquid as well, and individual points for MVR from Team Liquid and Peusada from Team Liquid.
That is a little bit of a surprise with Team Liquid getting more points than SS Esports. They did take 2 booyahs. Team Liquid also went out early as well, so consistency perhaps the key for them in the coming games. And before, that is a surprise as well when it comes to points.
Yes, still that was great. And here we can see the MVP table, and MTS is still ahead of all the players with 36 points, followed by God with 31 points from FURIA team, who's actually is going to play tomorrow. So we can wait great things from these guys tomorrow.
MT, is that S007?
S007.
With 24 drops though, and most of those players only with 18. In action tomorrow, some of them, although God only with 18 as well. likewise Santos. So these stats, these figures will change as this Brazilian Free Fire League continues.
Yes, there's still a lot of going on, but oh my God, John, Loud is in the second place right now. They took the second place from Santos with 219 kills. I mean, Esports still on the top victor with 255 points. It is a big difference from the other teams, but wow, Loud is finishing the day in the second place. That's great.
Closing the gap on SS Esports, only picked up 5 points from the Bermuda map, and looking at the bottom, Red Kalunga then getting away, at least for now, from the dreaded drop zone. Team 1 and Pain Gaming occupying those bottom places. Pain Gaming will stay there. Team 1 in action tomorrow, a chance for them to climb out of a drop zone. Action then today from round 5. We're back tomorrow live from São Paulo in Brazil with more action from the Brazilian Free Fire League.
We're waiting for you guys tomorrow too. Bye bye.